President of the United States, President Obama, and the Republican leadership have reached an agreement on a very significant tax bill. In my view, the agreement that they reached is a bad deal for the American people. I think we can do better. And I am here today to take a strong stand against this bill. And I intend to tell my colleagues and the nation exactly why I am in opposition to this bill. You can call what I'm doing today whatever you want. You can call it a filibuster. You can call it a very long speech. I'm not here to set any great records or to make a spectacle. I am simply here today to take as long as I can to explain to the American people the fact that we have got to do a lot better than this agreement provides. Now let me just enumerate some of the reasons that I am opposed to this agreement. First, as everybody knows, this nation has a record-breaking $13.8 trillion national debt at the same time as the middle class is collapsing and poverty is increasing. And Mr. President, I think it's important that we say a word, because I'm not sure that a lot of Americans necessarily know this, about how we got to where we are today in terms of the national debt. I know there are some people who think that this all began the day that President Obama took office. Well, it's not quite the case. When President Clinton left office, this country was running, in fact, a very significant surplus, and the projections were that we were going to continue to run a surplus. During the 8 years of President Bush, for a number of reasons, including the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, including huge tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country, including a Medicare Part D prescription drug program, and including the Wall Street bailout, among other things, all of which were not paid for. Those are the primary reasons that we saw an almost doubling of the national debt during the Bush administration. And since President Obama has been in office, we have passed a stimulus package, also adding to the deficit in national debt. But here we are today with a $13.8 trillion national debt, $1.4 trillion deficit, and almost all Americans are in agreement that this is a very serious issue. So the first point that I would make is that it seems to me to be unconscionable for my conservative friends and for everybody else in this country to be driving up this already too high national debt by giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires who don't need it, and in a number of cases, Mr. President, don't even want it. Here's one of the interesting ironies. There are lists of many, many very wealthy people who've come forward and say, sure, I want a tax break. Everybody wants a tax break. But you know what? There are other priorities in this country. I don't need it. And two of the wealthiest people in the world, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Warren Buffett, Berkshire, these are billionaires, and they said it's absurd. We don't need a tax break. And all over the country, you're hearing a lot of folks who have a lot of money saying, don't drive up the deficit and force our kids to pay higher taxes to pay off the national debt in order to give tax breaks to the richest people in this country. Now, Mr. President, we have been told really not to worry too much because the extension of these tax breaks for the wealthy will only last 2 years. Not to worry. Well, maybe that's the case. But given the political reality that I have seen in Washington, my guess is that 2 years from now, these tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country will be extended again. What happens around here is that the argument will be made that if you end these tax breaks, you're raising taxes. It's what we're hearing right now. I see no reason why in the middle of a presidential election those arguments will not be made again, and I see no reason not to believe that those tax breaks will be extended again. And clearly we have a number of Republicans who want to make that extension permanent. Now, whether it will ever be made permanent or not, I don't know. But the point is, when you hear folks say that it's only a 2-year extension, I would suggest take that with a grain of salt. And let me just say that if, in fact, we do what the Republicans have wanted to do right now, as we enter this debate, they wanted a 10-year extension, that would add $700 billion to our national debt, $700 billion. Now, I've got 4 kids, and I've got 6 grandchildren. And I think it is grossly unfair. None of them have a whole lot of money. I think it is grossly unfair to ask my kids and grandchildren and the children all over this country to be paying higher taxes in order to provide tax breaks for billionaires because we've driven up the national debt. That is just plain wrong. And Mr. President, I think the vast majority of the American people, whether they're progressives like myself or whether they're conservatives, I think they perceive that that concept of giving tax breaks to billionaires when we have such a high national debt makes no sense at all. Furthermore, Mr. President, it is important to point out that extending income tax breaks to the top 2% is not the only unfair tax proposal in this agreement. This agreement between the President and the Republican leadership also calls for a continuation of the Bush-era 15% tax rate on capital gains and dividends, meaning that those people who make their living off their investments will continue to pay a substantially lower tax rate than firemen, teachers, nurses, carpenters, and virtually all the other working people of this country. And I just don't think that that's fair. That's wrong. And we are continuing, if this agreement were to be passed, that unfair arrangement. Mr. President, on top of all of that, this agreement includes a horrendous proposal regarding the estate tax. And that is a Teddy Roosevelt initiative. Teddy Roosevelt was talking about this in the early years of the 20th century. It was enacted in 1916. And it was enacted for a couple of reasons. Teddy Roosevelt and the people of that era thought it was wrong that a handful of people could have a huge concentration of wealth and then just give that wealth, transmit that wealth to their children. He didn't think that that was right. Furthermore, it was a source, a progressive and fair source of revenue. Under the agreement struck between the Republican leadership and the President, the estate tax rate, which was 55% under President Clinton, and let's all remember, we had problems with the economy under President Clinton, but very few will deny that during those years we were creating a heck of a lot more jobs than we did under President Bush. That's the fact. Over 20 million jobs under President Clinton. We lost 600,000 private sector jobs under President Bush. During the Clinton era, the tax rate on the estate tax was 55%. What this arrangement would do is lower that tax rate to 35% with an exemption on the first $5 million of an individual's estate, $10 million for couples. Now, here's the important point, Mr. President, that I think many people don't know, because I have to confess, my Republican friends and their pollsters and their language people have done a very good job. This is the so-called death tax. And I think all over America, people are saying, oh, this is terrible. I have $50,000 in the bank and I want to leave that to my kids. And the government is going to take 55% of that, 35% of that. What an outrage. So let us be very, very clear. This tax applies only top 0.3% of American families. 99.7% of American families will not pay 1 nickel in an estate tax. This is not a tax on the rich. This is a tax on the very, very, very rich. And if my Republican friends had been successful in doing what they want to do, which is eliminating this estate tax completely, it would have cost, Mr. President, our Treasury, raised the national debt by $1 trillion over a 10-year period. Families like the Walton family of Walmart fame would have received, as one family, about a $30 billion tax break. So I find it hard to believe that when we are talking about massive cuts in programs for working families, when we have this huge national debt, that anybody would be agreeing to lower the estate tax rate to 35%. That is what this agreement does, and I think that that is a very, very bad idea. And once again, while the agreement on the estate tax is for 2 years, once again, there is very little doubt in my mind that the Republicans will continue to push for lower and lower estate tax rates because what they want, and I think Senator Kyle has been pretty clear about this, they want to permanently repeal that tax. That is $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 0.3%. So I think we're down a bad path there, and that's another reason why this agreement does not make a whole lot of sense. Mr. President, I would say thirdly, and here's a very important point that I think has not yet gotten the attention that it deserves, and that is this agreement contains a payroll tax holiday, which would cut $120 billion from Social Security payroll taxes for workers. And I think there are a lot of folks out there who say, well, this is pretty good. You know, I'm a worker. My contribution will go from 6.2% today down to 4.2%. I'll have more money in my paycheck. It's a good idea. Let's take a deep breath and let's think about it for a second. Let's understand what this whole thing is about. This payroll tax holiday concept, as I understand it, originally started with conservative Republicans. And I know the Vice President recently made the point, this was originally a Republican idea. Now, why did the Republicans come up with this idea? Well, these are exactly the same people who don't believe in Social Security. These are the same people who either want to make significant cuts in Social Security or else they want to privatize Social Security entirely. And here's the point. They understand that if we divert funding that is supposed to go into the Social Security Trust Fund, which is what this payroll tax holiday does. This is money that goes into the Social Security Trust Fund is now being diverted, cut back, in order to provide financial support for workers. But that is a lot of money not going into the trust fund. Now, what the President and others are saying, well, not to worry, because that money will be covered by the general fund. That is a very, very bad and dangerous precedent, because up until now, what Social Security has been about is 100% funding from payroll contributions, not from the general tax base. Now, once again, this is a one-year program. The loss of revenue going into Social Security can be covered by the general fund. But we have a $13 trillion national debt. How much longer will the general fund put money into Social Security? Is it a good idea for the general fund to be doing that? So I would argue, Mr. President, that this is not a good idea. This is a very dangerous step forward for those of us who believe in Social Security. But this is not just Bernie Sanders saying this. Mr. President, one of the more effective and I think important senior groups in America is called the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. They have, I don't know exactly how many, but they have many, many members all over this country. I know they're active in the state of Vermont. And I want to read to you from a press release that they just sent out the other day. And this is the headline on it from the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. Cutting contributions to Social Security signals the beginning of the end. Payroll tax holiday is anything but. And this is what they say. This comes from now Barbara Kennelly. Barbara used to serve in the House of Representatives. I've known Barbara for years. She's now the president and CEO of the National Committee to Preserve Social Security, one of the strong senior groups in America. And this is what Barbara says, and I quote, "Even though Social Security contributed nothing to the current economic crisis, it has been bartered in a deal that provides deficit-busting tax cuts for the wealthy. Diverting $120 billion in Social Security contributions for a so-called tax holiday may sound like a good deal for workers now, but it's bad business for the program that a majority of middle-class seniors will rely upon in the future." And that's what the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare says about that agreement, and I agree with them. So for all of us who understand that Social Security is life and death for tens of millions of Americans today and will be vitally important for working people as they reach retirement age, that we understand that Social Security has done a great job. You know, Mr. President, a few minutes ago you were on the floor talking about the strong work that our federal employees do, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes we also take for granted that Social Security has been an enormous success. It has done exactly what those people who created it wanted it to do. Nothing more, nothing less. It succeeded. It has taken millions and millions of seniors out of poverty, given them an element of security. It has also helped people with disabilities maintain their dignity. Widows and orphans are also getting help. For 75 years, it has worked well. It has a $2.6 trillion surplus today, and it can pay out benefits for the next 29 years. It is strong. We want to make it stronger. This payroll tax holiday, I'm afraid, is a step very much in the wrong direction, and that is one of the important reasons why this agreement between the president and the Republicans should be defeated. Mr. President, included in the agreement are a number of business tax cuts. And I'm not going to be here to say that some of them may not work. Some of them may work. Some of them will work better than others. There are a whole list of them. But this is what I will say. Economists on both ends of the political spectrum believe that if we are serious about addressing the horrendous economic crisis that we're in now, 9.8% unemployment, that there are far more effective ways of creating the jobs that we have to create than those tax proposals. With corporate America already sitting on close to $2 trillion cash on hand. It's not that our friends in corporate America don't have any money. We've got to help them. They've got $2 trillion cash on hand. The problem is not, in my view, that corporate taxes are too high. It is that the middle class simply doesn't have the money to purchase the goods and products that make our economy go and create jobs. So I think that if our goal is to create the millions and millions of jobs that we need, and if our goal is to make our country stronger internationally in a very tough global economy, I would much prefer, and I think most economists would agree with me, that a better way to do that, to create the millions of jobs we've got to create, is to invest heavily in our infrastructure. Now, the truth is, and I don't think anyone disputes this, the infrastructure in the United States is crumbling, and I'll go into more detail about that later. Got some very good information on it. But, you know, you don't have to be a civil engineer to know that. All you have to do is get in your car today and drive someplace. And in my state and all over this country, what you are going to see are roads that are in disrepair. You're going to see bridges that in some cases have actually been shut down. You're going to see water systems. I remember Mr. President, I was in Rutland, Vermont, the second or third largest city in the state of Vermont. And the mayor there showed me a piece of pipe. It was very funny. It's an old pipe. And he said, you know, the engineer who helped develop this water system and laid this pipe, he went off, after he did this work for Rutland, he went off to fight in the war. And he knew I knew there was a catch line coming. I said, well, what war was that? And he said it was the Civil War. So you're talking about water pipe being laid in Rutland, Vermont, and this is true all over the United States, laid in the Civil War. And the result is we lose an enormous amount of clean water every day through leaks, water pipes bursting every day, all over the United States of America. Well, we can put people to work improving our water system, our wastewater plants, very expensive proposition to develop good wastewater plants. I was a mayor, you were a governor. It is an expensive proposition. Roads, bridges. Furthermore, Mr. President, I don't have to tell anybody here, our rail system, which used to be the greatest rail system in the world, is now falling way behind every other major country on earth. In Vermont, as a result of the stimulus package, which did a whole lot of very good things in the state of Vermont, one of the things we're able to do is use $50 million of federal fund, private money, to make major repairs on one of our important railways in the state. But we remain far behind most other countries around the industrialized world. China is exploding in terms of the number of high-speed rail lines that they have. We have got to do better. Our airports need work. Our air controllers need to be updated in terms of the technology they use to make our flights safe. And the point here is that what most economists would tell you is, A, when you invest in infrastructure, you get a bigger bang for the buck, you create more jobs for your investment than in most instances giving a variety of tax breaks to the corporate world. And second of all, and not unimportantly, when you invest in infrastructure, you are improving the future of this country. You're making us more productive. It's not just creating jobs, it's creating jobs for a very specific purpose, which makes our nation more productive and efficient. And thirdly, let me tell you something, as a former mayor, infrastructure does not get better if you ignore it. You know, you could turn your back if you're a mayor or a governor on the roads and on the highways because you don't have the money to fix them today. They ain't going to get better next year. At some point, they're going to have to be repaired and fixed, and we may as well do that right now. So I believe that the money, the very substantial sums of money in this agreement between the president and the Republicans, which goes into tax breaks for corporate America, could be much better spent, more effectively spent on the infrastructure. Point I want to make in opposition to this agreement is that what we have heard from the president and others is that, look, this is a compromise. You can't get everything you want. Well, you can't get everything what you want around here. That's true. But one of the examples of the compromise is an extension of unemployment benefits for 13 months. Well, let me be very, very clear. In the midst of a serious and major recession, at a time when millions of our fellow Americans are not only out of work through no fault of their own, but they have been out of work for a very, very long time. It would be, in my view, immoral and wrong to turn our backs on those workers. Their unemployment benefits are going to be running out soon, and it is absolutely imperative that we extend those unemployment benefits for the 2 million workers who would lose them. But here's the point that I want to make, Mr. President. Some people say that this is a compromise. Well, the Republicans gave on unemployment, the President gave on extending tax breaks to the rich, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the point. I don't believe, honestly, that the Republican support now for extending unemployment benefits really constitutes much of a compromise. Because the truth of the matter is that for the past 40 years, under both Democratic and Republican administrations, under the leadership in the Senate and the House of Democrats or Republicans, it has been bipartisan policy that whenever the unemployment rate has been above 7.2%, unemployment insurance has always been extended. So what you have had is long-standing bipartisan policy. That's what we have always done. That is what we should be doing in the future. I do not regard that Republicans now supporting what their party has always supported, extending unemployment benefits when unemployment becomes very high. I don't see that as a compromise. I see that as what has been going on in this country and in the Senate for 4 decades. Now, Mr. President, I've talked about the negative aspects of this proposal, but I am going to be the first to admit that, of course, there are positive and good agreements in this. And what are they? What are some of the positive aspects of this agreement? Let me just tick them off. Number one, I believe very strongly, and I know the President does, that it is absolutely imperative that we extend middle-class tax cuts for 98% of the American people. I don't think there's been any debate about that. When median family income has gone down by over $2,000 during the Bush years, when millions of our people today are working longer hours for low wages, when people can't afford to send their kids to college or take care of childcare, I think it makes absolute sense. I don't think anyone denies that it is absolutely imperative that we extend middle-class tax cuts, and that's what this provision does, and that's the right thing. Furthermore, in this agreement, we have an extension of the Earned Income Tax Credit to working Americans, and the child and college tax credits are also in there. Every one of these agreements is very, very important. These programs will keep millions of Americans from slipping out of the middle class and into poverty, and they will allow millions of Americans.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to GamerCityLeague Season 3. I'm going to be your shoutcaster for tonight, Steven, and with me is my co-caster, Brendan. I believe it is his first time on the caster desk. How are you doing, Brendan?
I am doing well. You also forgot to mention I am your support in lane.
We play on team... what's our team name again? Trash Pandas. Yes. Currently sitting at second in the standings. So let's take a look at those standings real quick as we get ready for this game between Qelwa's Queens and SOY Gengars. These two teams on opposite ends of the standings. SOY Gengars in 4th place, Crispy Canos in 3rd, Trash Pandas in 2nd, and then Qelwa's Queens in 1st, having only dropped 1 series so far. Qelwa's Queens look very good in this tournament. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, there's an expectation when a 4th place team takes on a 1st place, but I have some faith in the Gengars.
And as we get into draft, I would like to remind everybody that voting and predictions is live. Go use your channel points sooner rather than later. Yes, 2 minutes left as we're into draft. Vel'Koz is the first ban for the side of Qelwa's Queens. Phelios looks like it might be the answer for SOY Gengars. Vel'Koz is a very interesting ban. I can't remember anybody on SOY Gengars who really likes to play Vel'Koz. I think Matt Arolk in the mid lane does like to play Vel'Koz. And I believe he is he's confirming what I think here. While Phelios is a signature pick of Elijah, the 80 carry for Qelwa's Queens. Echo, another nightmare pick that I believe I can't remember if it was against Qelwa's Queens that Soy that Andrew got a pentakill on Echo Jungle with it. But yes, couple of really good bans here. What do you think of these bans so far and how the draft is shaping up because of it?
I'm confused about the Vel'Koz just because I don't remember it ever being priority when we played, like either picked or banned. Echo makes a lot of sense. Aphelios definitely against Qelwa's Queens. I remember in the first series, the Aphelios was very highly prioritized. So that makes sense. Orianna, huge AoE team fight, ult, Cannon, huge AoE team fight, ult, and Malphite, huge AoE team fight, ult. Both teams are looking to avoid the opposing team having a big
And
impact.
speaking of huge AoE team fight, yes, I was about to mention it. Amumu noticeably absent from these bans right now. I'm very interested why neither team decided to ban it, and additionally why Qelwa's Queens decided to forego the Amumu and instead pick Leona for Qelwa. Now, Qelwa, very good support, very good on engage. Amumu, you would think, would be right up his alley, but instead opts for the Leona, which he might be a little bit more comfortable on. SOY, though, takes his opportunity, locks in the Amumu. And yeah, I want to go back to what you were saying about the Wombo teamfight ultimates, as SOY and Qelwa's Queens both pick one up, even with Malphite, Orianna, and Kennen all gone.
Yeah, they seem to get rid of all of the laning big AoE team fights, and they left the two of the bigger AoE teamfight supports still in the game. I think Rel or Seraphine would be the only two that would otherwise be big AoEs, but...
Interesting that another reason that the Amumu is good is that you can flex it to both the jungle and support. You've seen it work in both areas in this tournament, and so it gives SOY that flexibility as they also lock in Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench, mostly a top laner now. There are going to be buffs to Tahm Kench coming to push him more into support, as Quinn is locked in for the side of Qelwa's Queens. Quinn is one of Ben's best champions up in the top lane, and it's going to be a great matchup into this Tahm Kench.
Yes.
I wonder...
Quinn has a great roaming potential to help impact other lanes, and Tahm Kench kind of... It used to be known as somebody who could roam and help with that, but as he's been in top lane, it's been down a little bit, but he's also very quick at getting back into lane, and so is the Quinn.
Jinx, really good carry for Elijah, especially because SOY has a lot of like frontline engage, and they have some peel with the Leona. It's a good carry, but I don't really like it because they do have ways of getting into that backline, despite Amumu needing to get onto somebody in the front line first. Tahm Kench can get back there. They locked in the Jhin, whose curtain call is going to open up. Kai'Sa, second ban phase has started. Kai'Sa is going to be that first ban. Interesting. Why do you think this Kai'Sa ban, despite showing Jinx?
I'm confused.
No, that's fair. But what do you think?
I thought the chat was saying that the Vel'Koz ban was actually...
It is Kai'Sa.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a Kai'Sa and a Ryze.
Ryze ban makes sense.
Yes, typical scaling bullshit, taking it away from Larkin. Lilia, another good, strong jungle pick that can get out of hand very quickly, especially in the hands of Andrew. So what do you think? What do you think of this Kai'Sa? Do you think they were going to put it mid for Larkin? Do you just give him an ADC? Do you think that maybe this Jinx is going to go somewhere else? You want to think, well, Larkin can't play mid lane mages, so we're just going to give him Jinx and call it a day?
Sure, I would say maybe they had a little miscue in the ban, because that just seems a little out of place. But I don't know. Maybe they're just going away from any strong AP champions, because Quinn can dive backline, and with the Kai'Sa, although Kai'Sa mid is a little odd, with the Kai'Sa it could be very strong.
I do want to talk about the Zac ban. Zac, not really Andrew's forte. Andrew enjoys and excels at carrying from the jungle, even though Zac would have been a very good pick into the Jinx and the Quinn. Vanguard, however, is a very aggressive pick, and it's going to be countered by the Rammus. Excellent counter coming out from Qelwa's Queens. Vanguard is going to really need to get ahead and avoid this Rammus early if he wants to be the menace in the jungle that he can be.
Now, as we come into the last picks, both teams really need a strong AP champion, because while Tahm Kench is AP, he's more of a tank, more of a frontline. You want somebody else. Jhin, Rengar, Jinx, Quinn are all very strong AD, and there we go, Anivia. That's a very powerful control mage. And Lux.
And the answer is going to be Lux going for a Volk in the mid lane. Larkin picking up the Anivia. It's almost
scaling bullshit, like
scaling bullshit, lane control bullshit. The only thing he's gonna have to worry about is he won't be able to roam as well on Anivia as maybe he can in some other champions, but he doesn't like the roam that much anyway. Lux also. I would like to remind everybody that predictions are about to close. They are closed. So I hope that you are not waiting for me to say they were about to close, because they have already closed. And so the Anivia pick, really good pick for Larkin. Lux, I do like the Lux pick. However, it's gonna be hard for Lux to really get her damage off. Quinn can be pretty mobile unless they're attacking you, in which case you're already probably dead. Leona and Rammus are going to be able to get to the Lux pretty easily, even though Lux can slow them down a little bit. And even though Lux is going to outrange Anivia has much better scaling, wave clear, things like that. And so I think SOY can really do something, especially if they get a Mumu and Tom Kench to cause chaos. Not to mention Rengar getting into the backline. But Qelwa's Queens has tons of peel, including an Anivia wall to interrupt Tom Kench. It has Rammus to get in the way of a Mumu and Kench, Leona to do the same. I can't believe they just banned a Mumu, so we're going to have to redo this over again.
One thing
you can't ban A's when you pick a Mumu.
Yeah, one thing I want to highlight, Rammus actually is kind of really good against Rengar. If Rammus can get the taunt on Rengar while Rengar's ulted, it basically just counters Rengar's ult and allows you to have a lot of protection for whichever carry is in danger of the Rengar, because Rengar's usually, if they get far enough ahead, it's a not fun experience for an AD carry, and Qelwa's Queens have 2 AD carries, so... And technically Anivia, because the wall will not stop the Rengar from jumping on to an Anivia.
Yeah. However, oh my god, okay, they banned Echo. I thought they'd picked Echo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anivia is also going to be good into the Vanguard, because Anivia has 2 lives. So even if Larkin forgets to hit his Zonias, he still will have his egg up, hopefully for important team fights, in order to dissuade the Vanguard from jumping on him, and to, even if the Anivia is alone, give Rammus, Quinn all this time to go and rotate over. That's another thing I want to talk about with Qelwa's Queens, is their ability to rotate is unmatched. They have 2 very, very fast champions. Well, did they ban another champion, for God's sake?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
So, since we are a bot lane duo, let's take a special highlight on the bot lane. Leona Jinx versus a Mumu Jhin. Which would you rather be playing on the side of, and why?
Yes. By the way, this is a new segment. This is Bot Lane Dive. Bot Lane Dive brought to you by Chevy. January is Chevy Truck Month. January is Chevy Truck Month, so please head over to your local Chevy dealer in order to take advantage of these post-holiday deals. Not to mention, next week is Martin Luther King weekend. So that's it. So for the Honda days, make sure that you go lease a car that'll make... I'm not going to finish that. I'm just going to keep going.
All right. So back to the actual thing. Which bot lane duo would you rather play, and why?
What's it? Oh, so it's Jinx Leona versus
Amumu
Jhin Amumu. Probably Jhin Amumu. I feel like if the Amumu can even like flash Q the Jinx, it's just over. If the Jhin has a 4th shot ready, they have so much just lockdown for the Jinx. Even if the Leona's diving onto the Jhin, as long as the Jin's in range to shoot the Jinx, it'll be over, and then they can finish off the Leona.
Yeah, I'll say this. As far as I'm concerned, Leona does have better CC, but it's a lot harder to hit. Whereas Leona has the ability with her E to grab and stun somebody and basically hold them in place for a long time. Is a much shorter cooldown than Amumu's Q. Amumu has to land his first one, and that's about all the CC he provides pre-6. Whereas Amumu's ult is better for 5v5s, and Leona's ult is better for like 2v2s or 1v1s. So
we're gonna need to remake the custom. Wow, that's an impressive level of incompetence. The Jhin, but the Jhin being able to follow up kind of puts double on that. Then again, Jinx has traps, so Jinx can also follow up.
The other thing with the team fights, though, when you get into the team fights where Rengar is going to dive, Tahm Kench is going to dive, and Moon is going to dive, Jhin can sit behind a wall somewhere. And considering not a lot of the champions that Qelwa's Queen have the ability to really chase him down, except for maybe the Rammus, but you don't really want a Rammus diving a Jhin, you want the Rammus peeling. It allows the Jhin to just get his ult off from a long range. He's always going to be safe. And the Rengar is probably going to deal enough damage anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, but the burst damage is going to be high, right? And so... Yeah. And Jinx is going to take at least until she gets like, even once she gets Noon Quiver, she really needs Giant Slayer.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the team fights will go this way. If Jinx gets at least one assist early on in the fight, I think Qelwa's Queen has a huge advantage. If Rengar assassinates Jinx or Quinn or Anivia early, it's going to be all over. So,
yeah. Well, that was basically all the time we would have used waiting for the spectator thing. All right, let's look at the all right, let's just go matchup by matchup. Top lane. Tahm Kench has the advantage if he can dodge the E or get Ben to waste the E. But Ben has the experience in this matchup 100%.
I'd say I honestly give the edge to Quinn early because Quinn will have the range advantage.
Of course.
It does matter with the tongue lashing, but if you fight kind of around minions, the Quinn can definitely outplay the Tahm Kench. But late game, I think Tahm Kench is just going to become a monster. Huge tank that will just be really hard to kill, really hard to stop, and his CC is fairly very strong. It's a jungle matchup, Rammus versus Rengar. I'm
really. What paths do you want to see? We're both junglers, though. In addition to being bot and support, like, what do you think the pathing? Let's go over Rammus first. What do you think Rammus needs to do in the early game, and what should his path be in order to get that done?
I would expect Rammus to more or less do a full clear because he's not an aggressive jungler, and I don't know that Rengar really has the ability to invade a Rammus because Rammus early game is fairly tanky and fairly resistant to the Rengar, but Rengar still is a very aggressive jungle, so maybe he plays it safe, maybe they get some good vision, but I don't expect him to get a gank like level 2 early or early level 3, but as soon as he clears the full clear or clears red buff, I just think they'd probably gank top. A Rammus with a Quinn has a lot of kill threat against Tahm Kench because if you can interrupt his dash away or jump away, whatever it is, could be very, very strong.
But also, don't forget, Jake's a pretty new player, so I don't know if he knows that interaction. I don't know if he has the dexterity to pull it off. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to pull it off. He can, and maybe he's looking for it. If he's really looking for it and focused on it, maybe he can.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But as far as Rengar goes, I would expect Rengar to do the bare minimum to get to level 3, and then just start immediately ganking as hard as he can onto one of the lanes and try to get communication with either mid, top, or bot to get some CC and just jump on people, because if Rengar gets a kill or two early, he can just snowball into a huge monster.
I don't know if I trust Qelwa's Queens to really stop that snowball. They have a lot of scaling. They have Anivia, they have Jinx. Now they do have the Quinn and the Leona to kind of bridge that gap, and the Rammus to shut down the Rengar, but they have to really execute on it. And if they fall behind in lanes, Jin can also snowball. Lux can also snowball. Tom Kench can even snowball. Hell.
Yeah. Tom Kench should be a little harder because he's a tank, but
yeah,
definitely. What about the mid lane? What do you think? It's pretty predictable with the two champions, but how do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be a snooze fest. I think, unless they camp mid, either side that being, unless they camp mid, it's going to be, there's going to be like one kill that's going to be like just like a party kill where it's like you have the support and the jungler showing up at the same time for both teams.
Yeah. I don't see Larkin dying to a Rengar early. I don't see him being overly aggressive. He generally plays very, very safe. And I don't see Arlok.
Matt.
I don't see Matt really being able to kill Anivia, because while Lux is very strong in lane and in late game, she's more of a pick target than a kill the control mage in the back line.
Now, Lux will still be able to get some poke under the tower for in that mid lane in Larkin. I'm interested to see if they actually go for that kind of poke under, or if they try to move the Lux around the map more. Maybe get some deep vision in that bot side jungle or top side jungle. Maybe they go and they take a lot of dragons early. Let's talk about that objective control, because that's going to be really important. You have the team fight on the side of Qelwa's Queens, and then you kind of have that pick with like counter engage that you can do with Tom Kench and Amumu and all those other champions. What do you think the objective story is going to look like?
Honestly, I feel like SOY Gengars are definitely going to have control of the map earlier. Their champions are a little bit stronger earlier, and with Rengar being aggressive, he will probably control the rivers. We'll see how Jake is Rammus, right?
Yes.
We'll see how Jake can kind of match the Rengar. If he can, then this game could easily turn for Qelwa's, but as of for now, it definitely seems like the ball is in SOY Gengar's court to make the play, and if they can, then they will be in the driver's seat the whole game. If they can't, they're going to have to pass over the keys and hope for Qelwa's Queen's misplay.
Speaking of names and things, what is Qelwa's actual name? Do we have? Can we get our production on that? I don't think I actually know Qelwa's actual. Nobody calls him anything but Qelwa. And so I don't know. It's because everybody else's name I know, but I don't know Qelwa's because nobody calls him anything but Qelwa.
I don't know anybody's names.
All right. Well, Ashby is Dario on the side of SOY Gengars.
Who is who?
Ashby is Dario.
Okay.
Dario's the Jin.
Got it.
Lavinark is Luke. Stu. The Cave Bear is Ben. Odin is Elijah. Evoke is Matt, Larkin, Andrew.
If you expect me to remember these, you're going to have to type in Discord DMs everybody's names next to their summoners. Then I'll get it.
It's what? Justin? That's dumb. We're going to call him Qelwa. All right. I'm at 0 seconds.
Ooh, let's talk about the skin game. We've got Coin Emperor Tom Kent. We've got Hextech Amumu.
Yeah.
Yep, 0. I have the loading screen, but I have 0%. Oh no, I'm in.
Yeah, well, I'm in, but I only see.
Yeah, I see what's on the stream.
I have a feeling there's maybe a pause that we can't see.
Yep. Okay, we're good.
Can you see what's on stream?
I'm at 13, 14, 15.
I'm still stuck at 0.
Hit play.
Oh my god, why do they make you hit play? Wait, no, that didn't work. Oh, I just clicked forward.
Yeah. Alright, I'm paused at 30. I'm
7.
17. Okay, we're good. I'm good. Alright, so it looks like we have a grouping.
I'm at 24, 25.
I'm at 28,
26.
29. I'll pause for a second. Okay. 32, 33, 34. It looks like the red team is grouping top for some cheese against the Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Ben's going to see it, though.
Definitely going to get it.
Yep. There's the Vanguard jump. Oh, it's going to miss. Double flashes. Oh, but he hits the Q. It's going to be all these flashes. They're gonna get out with nothing. The tongue lash.
And the first blood, and this is
the first blood, but they're gonna give it back. Oh my goodness! Is that worth? I don't think so.
Not if Stu also dies.
Yes, Stu running.
But it is an Anivia. So Anivia's not gonna have any damage early.
Oh, but they did use the Q. No. All right. Some fireworks early.
Let's see. There's 4 flashes down and an ignite by the red team, and 1 flash and ignite by the Quinn.
Wow. Yes, and they actually are going to get the buff on the side of Qelwa's Queens. I mean, they get the kill onto the Jin.
Yeah, that's big, but now the big problem there is because the Amumu was forced to back so late, the Jin can't really step up and get experience. Did a good job getting it, but he's fully out of lane, and now they're at a huge XP disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is the...
Is what?
The Deadly Flourish.
So it looks like Jin did get level 2 first, so there's a huge there.
Insta cleanse. There's gonna be the W. There's the Glacial coming out. Stunned by the Leona. Just a lot of damage and some pots potted on the side of SOY Gengars. Nobody dies. Still 2 flashes and a cleanse for the bot lane of Qelwa's Queens. Some trading back and forth in the mid lane. Nothing doing though.
Yeah.
And bouncing grenade.
No big trades or no big kills or anything, but the SOY Gengars definitely lost out on that. Lower health for himself.
There's a Deadly Flourish, but Dario has no health. He's gonna go down. Jinx picking up the kill. Jinx goes excited. It was minion blocked and now has to flash away. Stu is going to
but can the Rengar, Rengar and Gengar, oh my.
Rengar and Gengar. The Gengar picks up a kill and then donates another one to his ADC. Kind of a mess.
On the Jinx not being able to execute, but look at effort.
No, it was definitely I like the mentality there. You give it to the Jin, which is another carry for the side of SOY Gengars, but you don't give it to the Vanguard, which would have been almost catastrophic, giving the Vanguard 2 kills and an assist to start off.
Yeah, that would be very, very scary to play as anybody on the side of Qelwa's Queens. Well, maybe Qelwa would be fine because Rengars usually don't go for the support, but any of the carries would be very scary.
Definitely. Kind of a lull state in the game. Lots of action on early, though.
Ooh.
More trading in the mid lane.
Lux loses a trade. Maybe trying to bait for the Rengar, but nothing's happening. So just a farm lane, and looks like bot lane is about to push back in the favor of Qelwa's Queens. As long as they don't get dove, they should be good at collecting all of this. Yes.
Yes, I don't think they're able to dive on the Gengar side. And it's going to be another push from Ben in the top lane.
Qelwa is trying to freeze the lane, trying to keep the minions outside of turret range to allow the wave to be stuck in their favor. And look, Rammus is ready to gank for them. And here it is.
All right, Rammus is going to come in. He's going to start with the Powerball. Dario has no flash. He has no cleanse. And he's soon going to have no health left. Oh, bit of a mistake by Jake there taking the kill when it was all but over for Dario. It's just going to be a very clean gank kill for Qelwa's Queens.
It probably there should have been some sort of vision from the Jhin or the Amumu in that area, because with the way it pushed up like that, they knew that it was definitely possible that they were about to get ganked.
Dragon started up. It's going to be really slow.
The same
I think he's going to be over too. Oh, Luke, however, hit 6 first. He must have used his W earlier, because once the Quinn went in, she had no way of getting out. Dragon's going to go over. Good momentum to use the bot lane gank to not only get that kill, but then also get the Dragon.
The Rengar did a good job bot lane, but it was mostly off of a fight that had already kind of lost. It was a 2-for-2 at the end, so Rengar didn't have as much of an impact as the Rammus, who came in and got a 1-for-0 with the kills in the bot lane. And another Rammus tank.
Yes, speaking of 1-for-0, it's going to be a taunt, but I think Anivia's out of cooldowns. There's going to be the ult coming out. Ooh, the shield coming back just in time. Andrew, though, only level 4, is about 7 farm behind the Rammus. I guess just has not been able to. Oh, okay. Qelwa's just gonna go walk up and stun. Oh, but the E follow! It's gonna be Stu's death for that, or at least it should be. Qelwa is still going under the tower. W's gonna pick it up, but Stu does get the return kill. So a little bit of an overchase by Qelwa's Queens, but Jinx does get that kill. Now go down to 3. However, Andrew might look to even the score. Oh, Elijah is playing a little too far up here. Andrew comes, is going to get that first strike gold.
I don't want to go to that bush.
Traps. Yeah, no, it is a good shutdown. Good getting that shutdown onto the Rengar. It's going to be really good for Andrew's economy.
So Rengar's about to hit 6, I believe. I don't know how to check experience, but...
Click. Oh, there's a gank top lane, but it looks like Luke's actually getting the better end of this trade.
I could have stayed and gone in to kill both of them. He's definitely strong enough. He has the level advantage. Rammus is only level 5, so he's got extra damage to Rammus. And he was already winning against the Quinn, so...
Yeah, probably best not to risk it, though. Already got what he wanted. Chunked the rim. Oh, it's going to be a flash stun onto Dario. As Larkin has made his way down to the bot lane, it's going to be another stun. And Dario looks like he's going to die. Stu on her way out, maybe? No, is just going to use the stopwatch. Going to go, but here comes Andrew. Andrew is going to get a kill and save Stu's life at the same time. So, good roam by Larkin to secure the kill onto the now summonerless once again Dario. But Andrew also scaling up himself.
It's a 1-for-1, but...
Oh, it's going to be Andrew coming in again. He's going to go get the jump, but can't do much else.
Okay.
Whew.
As I was saying, it was a 1-for-1, but both teams realistically got kills on the carries that they want. Rengar gets a kill and Jinx gets a kill. So, overall, I don't know which one is better off. Definitely, I was about to say before the fight in the top lane that we want to look at Rengar's first ult and see how big of an impact it was. Going basically +2 because it saved the Amumu and got a kill is hugely impactful. With the shutdown that I don't think the Rengar has back yet with. Don't remember the key for gold. Oh, there it is.
No,
Rengar
he is not. He has 17
in his pocket.
Yeah, he has 1,700 gold in the bank.
That ult, if he had chopped, would have been so much more impactful.
Yes,
So,
you know what's very impactful is the E's hitting on the side of Qelwa's Queens. It's gonna be Dario is not gonna get out. The Super Mega Death Rocket finishing him off. It's a double for the Jinx, and this bot lane is not going at all how SOY Gengars would like it to.
This Jinx is definitely a monster.
Yeah. Already has the Newton Quiver. Probably definitely has enough gold. Yeah. Definitely has enough gold now to go get the Kraken Slayer. Kraken Slayer is going to be really good for the Amumu and the Tom Kench. Going to do work. It's also the best mythic for Jinx. As we have a gank topside, it's going to be an ult. E from the Quinn is not going to be enough. Curtain call coming out in the bot lane. Qelwa is going to get slowed up for the first one. There's the third and the fourth. Almost taken Qelwa down. However, Andrew has picked up the Rift Herald. We did see him do the Rift Herald, but he has it up here. Both are going to take tower shots in the top lane. Don't know if they're going to be able to drop it. They are not. Andrew's just going to back with it.
A lot of fighting between these two teams early. It's a shame that the Amumu threw the Q when they did, because a little bit later they would have had a dead Leona.
Another gank top lane. Oh, the interrupt from Ben on the E. There's going to be the ignite coming down onto the Tom Kench. Tom Kench trying to run for his life. There's going to be the ult in from the Rammus. And that's going to be all she wrote. But on the other side of the map, as that gank is going on, they do trade objectives and grab the second drive for themselves. It's going to be Cloud Map, which for the rotating style of Qelwa's Queens, that's going to be ideal. Oh, here comes Andrew on the bot side. He's going to jump in, do about 60% of Elijah's health. He's lugging down. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket. She's going to get out just in time. However, the E follow is just going to take the shutdown. Stu kind of on her own there. Going to donate another kill over to the Jinx. Jinx now going to try to get kill number 2. Here comes the Rammus. Rammus is also going to take his second kill. The shutdown from the Rengar, and then also taking the Jin's 300. It's a 3-0 Rammus for Qelwa's Queens, and there a lot of fighting, and it was even just a moment ago, but now it is a 3,000 gold lead for Qelwa's Queens. They're pressuring this bot side. I don't think Andrew's gonna have enough time to get plates with this Herald either, which is huge. They're also gonna get this bot tower. I think they're not gonna have time to get here.
This game, that fight right there just cost SOY Gengars a lot in pressure, in actual money, gold in the game. It did kind of seem like a little bit disjointed of an attack. I think they had a good plan, but the execution didn't go the way that they wanted to, and the Rengar ended up being by itself as potential fight. Now it looks more like just poking.
Yeah, there's a skirmish top, but I don't think anything's gonna happen. Yeah. Andrew's gonna try, it looks like, to get this Rift Herald down. He's gotta make it. He's gotta do it now, though. He's only got 20 seconds left. There's the ult. He's coming in. He is gonna drop it, and it looks like it is gonna get the charge off. There's 3 mid lane. Oh, another interrupt. They have just been on point with these interrupts on the Tom Kench so far.
Yeah,
another kill for the Jinx.
Very greedy when he's trying to disengage. He's just been more or less willing to jump out as soon as he can, which is not really the point. You want to wait as a Tom Kench for the interrupts to come through and try to run it away as you can, because you do have the great health.
Yeah, Jinx takes top
another
side
tower.
Yeah, that's 2 towers down for the side of Qelwa's Queens. Lots of farm too. Even though Dario is out farming. Here comes the Vanguard. He's gonna get stunned up. There's the solar flare coming down. Andrew though, still trying to fight the Leona. However, he's gonna pop the blast plant, get out. Super Mega Death Rocket's gonna go wide. And that's gonna be it.
It is big for the side of SOY Gengars because that was everything from the Jinx. So the Jinx now has no summoners, and if they can take advantage of that, that's huge. And they will.
No, and they are going to try to. There's the shutdown. Exactly what we wanted on. The Lux is going to get dove on by the Quinn, but the Quinn just doesn't have enough damage. Mumu comes in, touches the Sad Mommy's going to go down. Game Bear's going down. There's Andrew. He's low. There's the Soaring Slam coming in from the Rammus. Mumu's going to go down next. There's Curtain Call and another kill for Andrew. It's still a ton of another kill for the Jin, and it's going to be Larkin maybe next on the menu, but ooh, just gets out alive. It's a massive fight. It's a 4-for-1 in favor of SOY Gengars.
That was the exact fight they needed to get back into it. And it's not over yet?
There's going to be a dive. There's the Kane coming out. Oh, he is taking a lot of damage. He's gonna donate it back to the Jinx. Jinx not gonna activate the Grey Health. 2 for the Jinx, so they kinda toss it right back. But nonetheless,
not worth that.
No, still though, very very good fight. At least initially from SOY Gengars to get back into this game. Now only about a 2K gold deficit.
That is definitely the fight, again, that I said that they needed. Huge. Everything ended up working well. The Lux was able to pick the Jinx with the help of the Rengar, which allowed the Rengar to just be on top of Jinx. Which Jinx, even though Jinx was like 8-2 at that point, still not very strong when there's a big Rengar right in her face.
Jinx's summoners still will not be up for this fight. Andrew's gonna pop up, not really scare Qelwa.
Looks like they're just trying to get the fight for vision on this dragon. We'll see. Again, I'd say the eyes are on the Rengar and the Jinx for this fight. Jinx not having her sums. Rengar has Hex Flash, so we'll see if that ends up being used.
There's the Rengar ult. They're backing off. They know that they do not want to be this. Looks like he's using it as a bit for repositioning. Oh, that's going to be a big root and a big chunk out of Ben's health in the back. Oh, but the Vanguard goes in. He just gets focused down. However, the Tom catches in and the Curtain Call is out. There's one. Ben going down. There. Oh, 4th shot's going to go wide. Right now, it is very bad. Oh, he's going to get it back though. Jin is here, but Jin cannot do any more. He's going to take down the Jinx, but it is a
4 for 2
in favor of Qelwa's Queens. And they are, in addition, going to get the dragon. Lux has ult, is going to chunk out Qelwa. Can the Lux do anything? They know how low Qelwa is, but no, they're going to stay mid lane. It's going to be 2 dragons.
The pink ward in that bush. They're not going to go for it.
Nice try.
Not the best fight. I did wonder if the Hex Flash was going to be used, and it was. The Rengar did get over the bush, or over the wall into the bush to get onto the Jinx, but didn't do enough damage. There were 3 other people there. The Rengar just needed to wait for somebody else to be there to take the attention off, because Rengar, as soon as they jumped on the Jinx, got focused, and it was not a good time for him.
Still under a little bit of fire here, but uses the Scuttle Crab as a nice little escape clause. Ult from the Lux, it really doesn't matter on the cooldown for that, because it's up every, like, what?
Yeah. 20 seconds, 30 seconds?
It's gonna be half up in, like, 5, 4, 3, 2... Yeah, it's already halfway up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
A very, very powerful ultimate on a very short cooldown. And if they could have secured that Scuttle, would have been decent. Would have denied the rifts, but it doesn't look like Qelwa's Queens are going for it. So.
No, It's going to expire in about 40 seconds. They could do it, and they could probably get it. But if there's any interruption at all, they wouldn't, and so they would give up a lot for it. Yeah. So, I mean, the coordination in that last fight, a little bit off. If the Tom Kench had been there... speaking of Tom Kench, he's going to go on to a Larkin who has no ult. Flash out from Andrew will keep him alive. Good kill and good, coordination there. See, that's the coordination that, so Gengars are going to really need. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, that kind of makes the play earlier where they did dive and kill the Anivia more worth it, because they were able to capitalize on the downtime of the egg. If they had not dove for the egg, or if they would have stopped after the egg, so it would have been about as worth, because at the end of the day, Anivia is very strong, and as long as you can keep farming her or trying to kill her when her egg is down, it's a lot stronger of a chance.
Mumu and Lux are in this lane. However, it's going to be the solar flare coming out. That Lux has no mana. Their Mumu ults, but looks like they're both just going to die. Oh, there's the ignite. Going to try to block. Oh, what he kill? Oh, that's two! That's two! It's a double kill! What looked like a completely broken play and an overextension from SOY Gengars turns into 2 kills for the carry. Great shooting coming out from Dario on the Jhin. And
so, So Qelwa definitely looked like they were trying to block it, but then realized that they were going to die in one more shot and let the Quinn die, unfortunately, and then still got killed with the next shot anyway. So very, very unfortunate. Quinn probably thought that they were at the range where they could get out and just got hit.
Yeah, there are 4 shots in curtain call. That's like his whole thing. So,
gotta keep them counted.
Yeah. Gotta count your shots. A Mumu!
That would have been huge. Oh, it looks like Mumu's dead.
Yeah, that's 1 dead mummy. However, that's gonna be 1 dead bird lady.
Yes.
I mean...
I'd favor that trade for the SOY Gengars, but if
they can get Baron off it,
Queen's get Baron, it's definitely more worth it for it. Yeah, they are getting this uncontested. This is much better trade for us.
They don't even know that they're doing it. It's going down so fast because they never average. Now they know, but it's way too late. Oh! Yeah. The W almost came in.
Nah, it was a good secure.
They're gonna trade a tier 2 tower bot, and they're gonna get out.
So if they can deny a turret in response from Qelwa, I would say that it'll be fine. If they get this kill.
They could also get a kill.
Ooh,
okay, that's flash.
A heal and a flash.
Yeah. And they deny the tower. Jinx is here! Jinx is alone! Jinx is gonna die! That's the cleanse! That's gonna be the Amumu ult! And that's gonna be a shutdown going on to the Jhin.
That's a huge shutdown. That's huge. That jinxes most of Qelwa's Queen's push right now. And with that Baron gone on Jinx, potential for SOY Gengars to get it top. They do get the tower here. That makes the Baron trade not as bad.
Yeah, because who has Baron now? I think it's Leona, Rammus, and Anivia. Yep. Oh, and another skirmish. Andrew is going to jump on top of Ben, and Ben is going to die, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And they're going to get the dragon.
Quinn finding the Rengar is not who you want to find on Rengar. You can't really assassinate somebody who's a better assassin.
But it's going to be a play mid lane. Dario is
dead.
Going to die to the solar flare. Almost did not get him, but I think the Super Mega Death Rocket would have anyway.
No, I think he was far enough away. But yes.
Yes. Leona picks up that kill. Argana finally fell this mid-tier 1 for Qelwa's Queens. We got a good game on our hands.
Only 1k gold difference.
I'd also want to applaud well, two things. One, I'm going to call back to a play that happened years ago. Nobody even remembers it. But when Stu used her stopwatch bot lane in order to buy time for the Vanguard to get there, I forgot I didn't actually mention it. I just want to call it out because it was a really good play by Stu. And then also, most recently, the play by SOY Gengars to get that dragon while Vanguard was actually topside, which was really good. But yeah, towers are production. Is there a way we can see towers on the thing again? Because they took it away. Oh, okay. So I'm getting word it is just glitch the top display for towers. So let's just count them up. It's 1, 2, 4 for Qelwa's Queens. It's 1, 2, 3 for SOY Gengars. All in all, 2k gold deficit.
Looks like Jin might be too far out.
And that's right. I'm not even going to cast this play. It's over. Larkin gets the kill.
So right now, I think that SOY Gengars definitely need to get more vision with.
I'm not going to even cast this. Oh, okay. Jumps forward. Yeah.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Jinx. Can Jinx actually 1v1 the Vanguard?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, the Flash W. That's not something you see every day.
Jinx getting W might have hit without the Flash, but it was definitely a heads-up play for the Jinx, knowing that she could kill the Rengar there.
Yeah, and the Vanguard almost made it to the bush. Jinx just wanted to secure. There's the soaring slam from the Rammus. The solar flare going onto the Lux in the bot line. Stu is going to be eaten and spit out. And Tom catch slashes. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket just not going to kill. Oh, and the Grey Health. Oh, and it's going to be a massive overplay by Elijah. Going to get himself caught out by the Lux. And here's the curtain call. They don't have anything left. There's 2, there's 3, and 4th is not going to quite kill off Qelwa. Oh! W Collector collecting the Leona.
Wow.
The Deadly Flourish proves to be just that.
Deadly to the Leona. Yeah, so it looks like after a string of fights, which this game is just 2 kills basically every minute. Holy, it's a lot of fighting. But yeah, as of right now, honestly, Qelwa's Queens has held the 1 to 2 to maybe I think up to 4k gold lead the entire game. It still is that, but the important thing I think is that
it's 2k, but
yeah, they're up to 2k right now. But the important thing is right now it looks like Qelwa's Queens is doing a better job being aggressive, putting the fights in the domain of SOY Gengars. So they're the ones who are aggressing, and while it does seem to be a lot of fights, it's mostly 2 different skirmishes every minute where Rengar and Tom Kench or Rengar and somebody else are trying to make a pick on somebody, whereas the Jinx protection squad is making catch somewhere else.
As we got to play, Super Mega Death Rocket is going to come through. 2 flashes out though, and then Qelwa does the same. Yeah. Ult by the Lux doesn't hit anybody?
It gets a flash from Larkin.
Oh, yes. The Anivia flashed away. Whew. Objectives are about to spawn. There's the Rengar ult.
Have a dragon up, but nobody's going for it. They are all worried about the mid lane.
And the Baron. Don't want to give up that Baron. Looks like... Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a trade. If SOY recognizes it quickly enough, they do. Their Baron is not that quick. They have a Jin, not like a traditionally, like a traditional...
No, it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. All right. We are almost 30 minutes into the game. Oh, here comes Rammus. Soaring Slam is going to taunt up the Rengar, but Rammus might have overstepped, and he has. There's going to be The E coming down from Qelwa. Tom catches in. He's on the Jinx. There goes one shot. There's two shots. Qelwa's in. Qelwa is going to survive. Qelwa is not going to survive for much longer. There's the Jinx, but it's going to be a... Larkin is going to be going into the stasis. Woo! Andrew jumps to safety. It's an ace for SOY Gengars. They get 2 Barons. They're going to be able to push.
Yeah, so the big thing there, Rammus being as fast as Rammus is, ended up being a mile ahead of his team, which ended up costing them the fight. Definitely could have done more if they had been able to keep up with him, but when Rammus goes in 1v5, sure he does last for 5 to 10 seconds, but he did not have any damage and was just crowd controlled the entire time and died before his team was able to help. This ensuing fight was actually fairly good for Qelwa's Queens, but 4v5s are always going to be hard to win, and Jin right now is fairly strong. Sure, it's still like at least 1k gold down, but Jin with the 2 items that he has is still very, very strong.
I saw this being picked up, but I didn't want to jinx it and mention it. Why don't you take a look at our only deathless person in the game, Matt Lux in the mid lane. 25 stacks on that Mage Eyes.
That is a huge power point.
Fully stacked
as long as he
here.
stays deathless, it'll be hard for Qelwa's Queens to kill him.
Yeah, I mean...
oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, and look, just look, that didn't hit anybody, but if it had, it
would have chunked somebody.
Speaking of chunking, Ben is going to get blue smited, going to use the E. Andrew can't really follow, especially with the rotations coming in.
Rengar v Quinn fight 20 ends up pretty even, and
but Tom Kench is going to get caught out maybe. Doesn't even use the gray health.
That right there, Tom Kench has got to realize he's got to flash out. There's no way he can survive with the amount of CC that Qelwa's Queens has. Tom Kench has to give more respect. Pretty much everybody on that team can stop him from his back.
Everybody on that team can stop him.
Well, Jinx.
Yeah, with traps.
Yeah, but how realistic is it to throw the traps down and have them armed before the animation on his jump continues or completes?
Yeah, it depends on how forthright you are. If you get them like for example, if you throw them down and then he starts the animation, not realizing that they're down, then
he can get caught. Yes.
Yeah.
But realistically, the Quinn dash at any time, and Quinn v Rengar 22.
A TP coming from the Anivia. They're gonna try to catch out this Rengar. Will they be successful? It's a collapse. Stu is here. Qelwa's here. Andrew's here. They're going to try to burst down Qelwa. They will be successful, however. Oh wait, no, that's Lux. That's Lux shutting down the Jinx. Jinx is dead. Rengar is in the back. Curtain call's coming out. Kench is just trying to do the damage. It's gonna be a catch. Triple kill for the Jin. Rengar is over. Rengar can see the Rammus. I don't think he's gonna catch him. Oh, but he's gonna slow down. Oh, and yes, they're gonna get him. Can they actually get the blast cone? I mean, they're gonna get him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, stunned him up. Eventually, he will go down. Yes, it's gonna be another ace. Oh, that could be big.
That's huge. Look at the Lux pushing in the mid lane. That's at least the inhibitor tower, if not the inhib itself.
Yeah, Jinx is Qelwa's up in 3 seconds. Jinx is up in 7. They're gonna get inhibitor tower. I think they're gonna get the inhibitor. Yes, Tom Kench is coming in to secure it. They're also gonna get top tier 2.
And how long until Dragon's up?
23 seconds.
What's the button to see that in the bottom right?
N.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're gonna get top tier 2. Quinn is gonna look for Dario here. Gonna turn, use the E, but that's gonna be the nearsighted! The nearsighted coming out of Ben along with the Super Mega Death Rocket spells disaster for the Jin. This is Soul Point, by the way, and it will be. Oh no, it's not Soul. I missed it.
now the next dragon will be the last dragon before
the Elder.
Elder.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 dragons on each side. Now, I want to talk about the effects of the dragons if we have a moment, because the effective soul on both of these teams is probably more useful on the side. Is it still the movement speed thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
in fact, you get a lot of movement speed, I think, now.
It is definitely more useful for the side of the SOY Gengars, because the ult on Tom Tench being the ability to grab somebody and then quickly leave will always be super useful. And then Rengar getting a movement speed bonus on top of his movement speed bonus in his ult is huge. Amumu is not too useful. Lux is fairly useful, but Jhin is also a complete waste. On the other side, Jinx getting a movement speed on her ult on top of getting excited if she ever gets a kill will make it very hard to lock her down. Leona will allow to...
Solar Flare, but good flash coming out. Excellent route, and now it might be Qelwa's Queensider caught. Qelwa himself has gone down. Jinx, way too far up. Jinx is going to go down. This could be it. This is it. This is it. Jake is the next to fall. Larkin and Ben are the last 2 men standing, and they will do little against 5 full members from SOY Gengars. They are running it down the mid lane, and it looks like
that's it. That
game 1
death timers
coming down from multiple thousand gold leads in this game to come back and win it is a miraculous achievement for the SOY Gengars. They should hang their hats on this victory, and they're going to see if we can get if they can come back in game 2, or if that's going to be it for Qelwa's Queens. Game 1 going over to SOY Gengars, and what a game it was.
Down and down. What a game. What a game. Lots and lots of fighting. I think that honestly put the favor into the SOY Gengars, but the Jinx was huge. A few misplays in the later team fights probably did cost them, but a very excellent game 1.
Yes, excellent game 1 from SOY Gengars. You have to look at Qelwa's Queens and realize if they like the team fighting. They picked a team fight comp, and it was the team fights where often it got out of hand. You either had somebody engaging too quickly. You had the Jinx who had to stay behind the tanks, move up and get a Mumu ulted in that last fight.
Yeah.
But that was caused by a good counter engage from SOY Gengars.
Absolutely. And the Leona diving onto somebody and then dying did probably bait the Jinx into getting a little bit closer and then suddenly not having a front line. But if you look at the damage graph, you will see a tale of 280 carries.
Yes, the 80 carries were certainly on display in that first game. But we're going to take a quick break and step away before game 2, but don't go anywhere. We will have that game 2 up for you next on GamerCityLeague. Catch you right then. Welcome back, everybody. And Brendan, what a game one between SOY Gengars and Qelwa's Queen. SOY Gengars taking it as we get ready for the draft of game two. What did you think of game one and how both teams kind of executed their game plan as we do get into draft, Oriana being that first ban?
I thought both teams did an excellent job of fighting and getting the kills on the carries that they wanted. A few missteps in the late game by Qelwa's Queens did cost them the game, but overall they were definitely in the driver's seat, in my opinion, for the beginning of it.
Yes. Qelwa's Queens then passing that wheel over to SOY Gengars late in that game, as a lot of bans coming through very fast. I believe these are the same bands.
In different orders.
Yes, but the exact same bands nonetheless for both teams. And it looks like it might be the Amumu pickup for SOY Gengars once again. Has Amumu lost in this tournament? I don't know. Can we look for that? See if that's what that statistic is?
Yeah, I think, honestly, if I remember correctly, it's been pick and ban in every game I've seen. Two of the series I remember it being basically permaban. One in our series where I got to play it. One in another series where we played against it. Very big pick.
This looks like a salty run back. This is very salty run back. Do Qelwa's Queens really think that they can go and they can scale and play the game quote unquote correctly this time? I don't know. What do you think of that?
Honestly, I think that Qelwa's Queens definitely could have won the game that they were playing. If they did a little bit better, maybe change off the Quinn, get somebody better to peel. Oh, it's not the salty run back.
No, not right now. Kaisa is a very interesting pick, and it is locked in. Very much ceding the range advantage in the bot lane to Elijah. And that's going to be really difficult. Now, it does give them an ADC that can dive the back line and get onto the Jinx and the Quinn, which is locked in.
This definitely seems like... Because one of the big strengths with Amumu is being able to CC pretty much everybody in an area, and Kaisa can then take the pick of the litter for which one she wants to ult onto.
And it will not be the full... Lux is going to be banned, so we will be seeing Matt on a different pick. Rise, the hover ban here. And you just kind of wonder... Qelwa's Queen, SOY is actually the one changing it up. They won the last game. Now, granted, they were down for a significant part of that last game, but they won. Just kind of outplaying and outmaneuvering Qelwa's Queens.
You were the one who mentioned it at the time, but did Lux actually finish that game deathless?
I believe Lux did.
So that's definitely why they banned it.
Well, that's not the only reason. It completely... It was fire in her laser all throughout the late game. It was
because it didn't die, it was very strong. It's kind of what I meant. It was very well played by Matt.
Yes. Matt had an excellent game on that Lux. And with that Lux out of the way, it's going to be the Anivia for Larkin again in the mid lane. Zach. Now, I don't know if I like this if they lock it in. So I'm going to save judgment until they do. But I am personally, for Andrew and his playstyle, I don't think that somebody like Zach is a good champion for him. I prefer him on an assassin or like a kindred. It is locked in, so let's see what he's going to do with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely think that this does fit their comp, though. Like, Rengar, yes, was a dive-heavy assassin, but Zach can do the same thing. Now, picture this as the Jinx. You see the Amumu dive you, see the Zach dive you, see Tom Kench dive you, and then Kaisa follows up. How are you supposed to survive that?
Let's see. They have a jungle. That is how you're supposed to survive it. Nunu coming out for Jake in the jungle. Nunu, very, very good pick, as Ben and I are well aware, for Jake. Gets off very good ganks early, can bush cheese and do a lot of damage late.
Yeah, and if he gets that snowball running down the river, that is very much a dead bot.
Good at taking objectives quickly.
Very strong, very strong.
The only thing though is they really don't. I mean, the Nunus are going to be really good for like counter engage, right?
Yeah, well,
but
I don't think Nunu's going to be great against Zac, because Zac will be coming a lot of the time from over a wall or from a direction that Nunu's not going to be ready for. Nunu will be good against a Mumu because if Nunu just starts a snowball right as the Mumu throws it, I believe the Nunu does stop a Mumu in his path at the snowball, whereas Nunu will get stunned, but so will a Mumu. So it's a trade-off there, and then from that stun, Jinx or Quinn can hopefully take a few steps back before the Amumu ults, so could be a little bit better for the side of the Nunu, but it's not going to be able to stop the Zac, in my opinion.
I mean, they have so much dive on the side of SOY Gengars. And well, let's look at the peel on Qelwa's Queens. They have an Anivia wall that's going to be legitimately useless.
Yeah.
Because they have
it will stop Victor. It will stop Victor.
It will stop Victor.
1 of 4.
An Anivia wall that's going to be useless. They have the Quinn E, and they have the Solar Flare. And
Quinn E will be good against Zac. That much I will say. You can definitely time it where you see the Zac jumping in to hit E on him. Quinn's knockup will hit before Zac lands, and it's a very, very powerful stop. But again, that's going to have the Quinn be on the duty of using her E every time Zac jumps in. I don't know. I think that's utilization of the skills very well.
Yeah, I really liked how SOY drafted here. They're going all in all the time. They'll be able to dive relatively easily. Jinx and Nivea, very good dive targets.
Yeah.
They can engage incredibly. They have like so many ways to engage and ways to follow up. I'm a little confused by the Victor pick though. What do you think of the Victor pick?
So I feel like the Victor is more so an idea of when everybody dives in, we need somebody who's able to kind of stand on their own. Victor being very mobile, being able to provide his own CC, being able to shield himself. I don't think anybody's really a threat to him. Quinn is it's very dangerous for a Quinn to try to dive him because he can throw the trap where Quinn's coming from, and if she does dash onto him, she will be knocked back into his stun, and she will just get stunned, so it's basically useless for her to do anything. Again, it's kind of similar for Leona. If Leona is about to dive him, he throws his stun field down on its feet, and it will stun Leona. Doesn't do anything about Jinx or Anivia or Nunu, really, but he doesn't need to really worry about the 3 of those diving him. If the Jinx is fighting him, he's probably already dead. But, like, it doesn't seem like there's a lack of threats from SOY Gengar, and the Victor's kind of just their one safe pick.
Okay.
The only thing I would say is potentially an issue is who's the AD champ on SOY Gengars?
Kaisa, and Kaisa's mixed.
Yes. The good thing though, Amumu. You know what his passive is, correct?
Yeah, AP damage. If he's around people, then it like auto attacks people. Then they do extra AP damage.
If he applies his passive to somebody, it's something like 10% of the AP damage they get dealt gets converted to true damage. Oh, it's added on top.
Oh, so it's even better.
So, ults or autos. His Q doesn't want to do it. So it's kind of something I've mentioned with I think Robert and Stu, if you're Mumu and somebody's about to walk into a bush and doesn't see you, try to get that auto attack off first because A, you will hold them for longer, and B, you will do more damage. So it's always very important to see if a Mumu is auto attacking anybody or who the ult gets off on, because that will provide a lot of damage from the Tahm Kench, from the Zac, and especially from the Victor. Yeah, but Kai'Sa doesn't do as much damage as the others, but still, it's a very viable comp. If you do run 4 AP, I honestly think that Amumu is a must, or somebody else who does amplify AP damage, which I think really Amumu is the only one.
All right, anyway. We are going to go to a quick break as we wait for the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere. Well, game 2 of SOY Gengars vs. Qelwa Queens for you coming right up.
If I see 3 melee champs, I'm like, all right, this is a Sejuani angle. And if I don't see either of those, Volibear. So it's like you kind of have to take into account what type of team you're going for. Like, Qelwa Queens can build magic resist, but you kind of can't counter true damage. So, okay, yeah, I guess. But like when you have Vayne,
I'm back. All right.
Are we unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it rolling?
All right, so going back to the skin game, we see one team clearly wins with all 5 skins.
Well, that's a wrap. Hope you liked watching GamerCityLeague. Join us next time.
So, serious talk. Well, actually, let's make sure that we're in. I'm in. I'm at 5 seconds.
I'm 11, 12, 13, so I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Okay, so last game we had an invade towards the top side from the red team. Now they're the blue team, and it looks like they are just spreading out.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage for the red team.
30 seconds until minions.
You turning the game from the. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame them going conservative this time. They did get the kill, but it cost them.
But it cost them 4 flashes and an ignite.
Yeah.
And an execute.
I mean, the executes are the game. Really doesn't matter, but.
So what about let's talk about the summoners real quick, because it looks like there are 2 cleanses on the side of SOY Gengars and no cleanses on the side of Qelwa Queens. Yes.
Yeah, double cleanse, I guess, versus the Anivia versus, I guess, a Nunu route versus Leona everything.
Yeah. Although you don't really want to cleanse Leona unless it's just her ult, because you're not really going to be able to cleanse everything if she's on top of you. She will find a way to CC you. So we got this exact same match up top. We've got a very similar bot lane, and we got 1 of 2 similar champs in the mid lane. The only big difference is both junglers are different.
This bot lane's significantly different.
Well, no, it's just instead of a Jhin, it's a Kai'Sa.
Yeah. Well, it kind of changes the dynamic, though.
Yeah,
because
any champion does.
Yeah, well, because specifically for Kai'Sa, because now as Kai'Sa is going to use the flash bot lane as they miss out on the level 2 treasure hunt. Treasure hunt? I don't know what that means. Anyway,
So
they hit level 2.
So we went into it last game. Let's go into it a little bit later. Which of these two would you rather be? Would you still like to be on the side of the Amumu because it's Amumu, or would you prefer to be on the side of the Jinx this time?
I definitely want to be the Jinx this time. I think Jinx Leona is a really fine lane. It's not like really, really good. It's not like really, really bad. But it could get you some really kills early and snowball. While Amumu Kai'Sa, Jinx is just going to wail on the Kai'Sa. I mean, look at this. Auto. For free.
For free.
Is Stu gonna go wide with the bandage toss, but there goes the E onto the Amumu and nothing doing.
So it looks right now like
another E coming out from the Amumu is gonna get ignited. It's gonna get the traps, but flashes out of turret range just in time. Good trade, despite using 2 summoners. As there's a gank top. Zac is here. Zac is going to get the flash out of Quinn. However, Quinn now has nothing left. Yes, first blood going over to the Kench.
excellent job by the Zac to be walking up, not directly at the Quinn, but in front of the Quinn, because Quinn could always have used her dash onto the Zac and gotten out. Excellent job getting the most out of his I don't know what the ability is called, the gooey knock up together thing.
The slingshot?
No, not the slingshot. The one where
the Q.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flash out of the Nunu?
The bandage toss was going to hit Nunu and be under tower, and that almost definitely would have been a kill.
I don't think he was under tower. He didn't take a tower shot.
No, but he would have been.
Okay.
As Luke going in top, Ben with no flash. As the E going to go in, flash coming out from Dario. W is going to hit Stu, and Stu is going to be the sacrificial lamb.
And Stu pays the price for her 80 carry.
Getting out alive.
As we all do as supports, paying for our 80 carries misplays.
And I hope that Stu never forgets it.
So it looks like the bot lane is kind of more of the same from last game. It did look like they were trying to prioritize the Jinx to get ahead. While the Nunu gank didn't succeed, it still led to a situation where the Jinx was confident enough and Qelwa making those E's on Leona to get connecting with a bunch of solid hits and got them a kill.
Yeah, the Amumu, while they did Jake did expend the flash down there, did keep the pressure going for the bot lane, and this bot lane's going significantly worse for SOY Gengars this time around. Almost a 15, exactly a 15 CS difference in the bot lane.
Yes, but overall, it does look like SOY Gengars do have a 300 gold lead, 300 gold lead.
Yes, that's probably the first blood as it.
Well, the top lane farm is still plus pretty much 10 at this point. It's going down because the wave is in the favor of the Quinn, but it looks like top lane right now is slightly ahead in kind of the same way that bot lane is ahead for Qelwa's Quins.
Even game state.
I think at this point in the game, I would definitely like to see the Zac come bot, because Zac has a much, much stronger gank than a Rengar pre-6. And at this point, you do want to stop the Jinx from getting ahead. So if you can put some deep vision as the side of SOY Gengars and then get Zac into a lane gank, I think it would definitely benefit them.
As there's a fight mid, Matt is going to flash out after being ganked by the Nunu, but if it might just be a prelude to something else. Larkin is going to go back towards his tower, and yep, flash from Larkin, and it's going to be walking away everybody else. So a flash for flash in the end, as Stu is going to get ruined up bot lane. That's going to be a kill for Qelwa. Oh, but the E follow flash out by Dario, though, is going to keep him safe. Qelwa unfortunately taking that kill from Jinx, but is going to be another kill for the bot lane.
Well deserved for the support making the pick.
Super Mario Death Rocket goes wide. Qelwa is just going to dive. Yeah, this is going to be a good dive. Clean by the side of Qelwa's queens. And yeah, that's another kill for the Jinx.
Jinx is ahead again. I definitely think this is a game where if, for that first fight, instead of the Zac being mid, if the Zac was bot, it could have turned that around and they could have had a strong counter kill. Again, shutting down the Jinx in this game would be huge.
Yes, and I should apologize. When I said that Andrew was going Zac, I assumed that he would not be building damage. I am wrong. Zac is currently building damage and brought Dark Harvest to this game. So, what do you think of the Zac building damage and how it works into the team comp?
I played a custom right before this where I saw an AP Zac. It was very terrifying.
Oh boy. That is not a terrifying looking Zac. It's going to go into the passive. Nunu's going to try, and they are going to get him. Very good job. If they don't give back a kill or lose a Nivea passive.
Perfect.
But, yeah. Very good kill for the Anivia to pick up right there. Now about a 1k gold lead for the side of Qelwa's queens, but we've seen this story before, right?
Yeah.
We've seen them get out to an early lead. We've seen them get the first dragon even. We've seen them do well in the lane phase and get a bunch of towers even ahead. Is Luke trying to go in onto Ben? Just gonna walk out. Ben has almost no kill pressure. It's a little sad.
Tom Kench is not the strongest champion, and
Andrew is mid. I don't think he can do anything.
Back going in that early again, kind of the story of last game where I said Rengar going in a little bit too early, without the victor being there, is not going to help. Although that snowball just gave away the position.
They know their top side. That's going to be, good cleanse out of Dario. And it's going to be supports going on to supports, except
That's not the way you want to flash.
Yep. And Dario is going to pick up the kill. Shutdown. Big shutdown. 2-kill shutdown. Dario's trying to get out. There's going to be the flash from Qelwa. Qelwa does finish off Dario, but is going to trade their life in addition. It's going to be another gank onto top lane. Ignite is down. Oh, flashes, but still is going to fall. There's going to be Qelwa eventually going down. Stu, though, is going to go on to Larkin, who is overextended. Larkin is going to fall eventually as well. Let's see if they can give this over to the Victor or the Zac, giving it over to the Victor. Really, really good cross-map plays to get the kills. Bot lane and mid lane by... Oh, it might not be over, though. Andrew is on to the Nunu, but uses the Let's Bounce. He can't do anything, but Jinx is here. Jinx is going to be... Oh! Oh, okay. Gale Force is going to secure the kill onto the Zac. Stu is going to eventually die.
Oh, but look.
Yeah, this solar flare.
That is not a good stopwatch.
No, but I mean, gives it over to Jake on the Nunu. Could have been worse.
It would have been better if it had just been a solo kill to Leona. I was going to say that was a disaster for Qelwa's Queens, the whole fight, but it ends up being like a 3-minute long thing and ends up being okay for, well, a minute long thing. Ends up being okay for Qelwa's Queens. They trade back and kills.
It is going to be a 2k gold deficit and down 2 dragons.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's a worse start for SOY Gengars. But in fairness, that means it's a better start for Qelwa's Queens. So let's see if they can use this lead now. It's exactly 2k, but hold on, Luke is he's good.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a kill in the top lane.
No.
Anytime.
There's just too much mobility from both sides.
So Zach is ahead by like 20 CS, but so is the Jinx. The Jinx is out farming. And
the Kench, you mean? But it might be a little bit more. Dario is going to go down to Qelwa. Do waddling her way out. Is not going to make it. Probably did not need the Super Mega Death Rocket right there, but it's a kill secured. One for the Jinx, one for the Leona.
Momo is tanky. I think it was definitely worth it. But again, at this point, Jinx 413, Leona 314. It looks like SOY Gengars needs to bring now 4 people to deal with this Jinx and this Leona. I don't think the Zac getting on top of the Jinx is going to be enough.
No, I don't think so.
She's got her item, the what is it again? Gale Force? Gale Force to get away from Zac. She'll have Flash probably in the next fight.
Yeah. An objective bounty is coming up for SOY Gengars.
And the TPs have been unlocked. 14-minute TP.
Unlock TPs. There's a bit of a party in the mid lane. Zac is going on this Rift Herald. It is a post-plate Rift Herald, so it's not going to be as good. They see them now, and they are going to get it. That's an objective bounty. Oh, but they didn't pick it up. They're going to try to get the Nunu first. The Nunu flashes out. Oh my God! Look at the CC. They never picked up the eye.
Nope. Tom Kench walked right past it.
Yep. And so they don't get the Rift Herald, but they do get the kill onto the Nunu. And that was a really good leg of CC. Kind of a baffling play. They didn't pick up the eye, but
definitely on the Tom Kench more so than the Zac, because Zac made a play to get onto it, but the Tom Kench literally walked right by it. If you walk over on the top of that, at any point you get it. So if the Tom Kench had just noticed that it was there, he could have had 1 click difference, and he gets the Herald.
Yeah. Misplay by SOY Gengars. But you don't have to actually use the Herald to get the objective bounty, Brendan.
Yeah, true.
So that's 1 in the books for SOY Gengars. Still a 3k gold deficit. But good play onto the Nunu. And don't think they don't want any part of that top lane.
It's still close to a 3k gold lead. We have the Quinn farming against the Kaisa. We've got.
Looks like we are gonna get a fight top lane. It's gonna go. Jinx gonna get out. There's the solar flare. Zac's hopping up and down. It's gonna be spit up by the Kench. Kench is gonna go back in. Amumu is here. Amumu has already has no ult.
And it's a 4v4, and they don't win the 4v4.
Gonna go back on with the Zac. Zac, though, is passive, I believe. Oh, he is gonna get out just barely, but...
That was definitely a questionable play by the Zac.
Yeah,
if he was full health, maybe. So the big thing with the Zac is, as going a full AP type, you are not tanky. You cannot go in 1v4 and survive for a very long time. It takes away that aspect of Zac. In exchange, gives him a lot of damage on his ult, on his other abilities, but you still need to land them. And landing them against a Jinx is fairly hard. Especially when she gets excited.
However, the Jinx does not have Flash anymore, and will be subject to the torture of this dive comp that SOY Gengars has put together. at this dragon, hopefully in just about 10 seconds.
Well, as long as she doesn't have Gale Force, which she will have up.
Just barely. But Gale Force, it's not like Flash. It's not as good.
Yeah, but you can still get caught. And if you get caught... I mean, okay, if you get caught by the Amumu, yes, Zac can definitely pile on top of that. If you get caught by the Tom Kench, yes, Zac can definitely pile on that. But you need somebody else to engage. You need somebody else to get the lockdown, and you need to be in position for
There's not even going to be a play. Either they were incredibly late to this to the dragon, or they're punting and going.
And Kaisa is
flashing, and there is no kill. Oh, but they might have caught the Leona out trying to ward. Stu, though, is also caught out similarly. Stu trying to kite back. Victor's caught in the middle of everybody. Andrew's gonna get out, but they thought they caught the Leona, but when they actually caught the Stu, it's gonna be the field by Victor. Maybe gonna be a dive. No.
This just does not seem like a game that SOY Gengars are even in at this point. They're just getting run down every fight. Even in their jungle just looks really bad for them.
Yeah. You see, Dario's going in onto the Quinn, and he's gonna pay for it with his life. They do get an objective bounty top, but
it's not worth it.
They're gonna try to dive bot. Oh, and Qelwa here, I believe, is caught out now. Victor is dropped the field, is gonna get the shutdown. I guess in a way, it is a positive play. Yeah. It's
bounty on the turret, bounty on the Leona. Overly aggressive by the Leona. I don't think as a support you want to be in between towers upon the opposing team. So definitely a greedy play, but if they had pushed through, I think they probably could have won the fight. I'm surprised they didn't end up diving the tower, having new tank. I hit her 3. Is Stu in trouble? No.
Just gonna get gobbled.
Gobbled up and saved by our Lord Tom Kench.
But yeah, virtually that bot tier 2 does not go down for SOY it doesn't go down for SOY Gengars. They keep it up.
Steven, how does SOY Gengars turn this around?
Well, it starts by not getting caught by the Quinn. And they are going to listen to me. It's a good... Oh, they do get...
Bait, though.
The Quinn... Oh! Stu trying to flash over the wall, I think?
No, I think... I didn't see her close enough to the wall for it to be over. I think she was just trying to get close enough and didn't realize she was at the wall.
Maybe. But, yeah, they're going to get back into this game. They need a team fight, honestly. A team fight where they kill the Jinx early. They have all these ways to get onto the Jinx. They just have to actually get there.
Yeah, they need to coordinate, set up a pick on the Jinx, and then win a team fight following that. I definitely agree. That is what they are looking for. But it doesn't seem like they're actually actively looking for that, which could be the problem.
If we take a look at the vision. The vision's all over the place. I mean, for red side, they have like a ward in the river, and they have the scuttle. And then for blue side, they have a pink in their own jungle, which is not in a bush anymore, I don't think, with the Infernal map. But we do have an engage here. They are going to get the Jinx. Jinx is going to get brought back, but Jinx flashes away.
It is useful to note that did burn both Jinx's flash and her Gale Force. So if they can come at her in the next 40 seconds, they can definitely catch her out again. But all she needs to do is play safe for 40 seconds, and then she should be fine.
Yes. 2 pinks topside around the Baron area. Nunu's here. Nunu is Nunu's not alone. He's kind of alone. Gonna drop a pink. Transfer it from the Baron pit to the Dragon pit. Dario's topside. This dragon in Soul it is sole point for it is sole point for Qelwa's queens.
Yeah. They definitely SOY Gengars probably want to fight for them.
I mean, they have to.
More realistically, I think what they want to do is do the good old-fashioned Zac drive-by.
But even then, they're late to this play. They're
Trying to nope.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they tried to go on the Quinn bottom, but they couldn't do that.
Oh right, Nunu is very hard to smart steal against.
Yeah, they have to go prior. Oh, they don't see Ben. They don't see Ben. Ben's gonna go right onto the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa though just turns. It's gonna be a kill for the victor, and now they can't really do this fight. Tahm Kench is in. Nunu flashes away. Nunu, I think, was trying to do a play for like ult in the bush. Solar player going to go on. Ult, Curse of the Sad Mummy. However, Jinx is just like firing away in the back line. Jinx is excited. They get the dragon. They get the objective bounty. Can they get out with their lives? Jinx is excited once again. They are going to be... Ooh. Okay, good flash by the Victor. And I think Victor actually gets out.
Yep, Victor's out.
All right.
So overall...
It's a 3 for 1, but they also get the objective.
And they
which I think is really big. Yes.
But does this allow Qelwa's queens to get the Baron? And I think so.
I think it does too. Andrew can go. The jungler is up, but their Baron isn't really fast. And this Jinx, as we saw in that last fight, the Jinx is on 2.5 items.
Yeah. If Zac can find a way into it where he doesn't get spotted, he could potentially steal it. However, it doesn't seem like he's going to be going for that. And
yeah, Amumu's here, but Amumu has no... Oh, but Larkin, though, takes a ton of damage.
But they're still on the Baron, and it's
okay, they do get the Baron. Is that all they get? No, they're also going to get Stu. That's a lot of damage, though. Zac is in. He's going to let bounce. There's the Nunu ult. Zac is going to go into the passage. Finn is down, however, Jinx is excited. Oh, this is going to be a flash over! Incredible play by Qelwa. But is it? They couldn't follow up.
The wall is more
and
like
they cannot. They can't chase. Oh, Jinx is over! Look at and the... Oh my god! What a ballsy play from Elijah! That's incredible! That almost could have gone... That could have been catastrophic, though.
I don't think that was a very, very smart play.
It was stupid, but it worked out.
Well, no, Tahm Kench just jumped away. So the only thing that they can do is the Victor has to one-shot the Jinx. And Victor was like 20% health. The Jinx just 1 or 2 shots in. And there's nothing Tahm Kench can do. Tahm Kench doesn't have a point-and-click stun until he's auto-attacked you twice. So
they didn't know the Victor was there, though. They didn't know the Victor was there.
They did. They just saw him like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, but he could have walked into the bot side jungle. He could have stayed under the tower and recalled. If the Tahm Kench was there, the Tahm Kench could have killed, speaking of which, Zac is here. And I believe Zac is going to kill. Yep. That's the Zac. That's the AP Zac damage.
That is the AP Zac.
So yeah, good pick from.
I'll say this: Zac has good damage, but I don't know that it's the damage that they wanted.
Yeah, that's Curse of the Sad Money mid lane. Matt is going to be the next to fall. It's a double kill for the Jinx. They have Baron. They are going to get an objective bounty bot. They have to recall. They can't push against Baron. It's going to be tier 2 mid lane destroyed. It is ballooned to about a 7k gold lead.
Yeah.
It's going to be more.
Not a very, very comfortable position for the
Zac is off to the side. They're going to try to let the minions do the rest. No, okay, but the minions do not take the inhibitor, crucially.
I don't know if that's good or bad for them. I think they do want the pressure. They are far enough ahead. It's not like giving them extra minions to farm is going to do much. but I definitely think that they could have taken the inhib before backing out.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think they need to panic and run as quickly as they did. Dragon is up in less than a minute, and that's where our next fight is going to happen.
So Jinx has Flash and Gale Force up. She's going to be the target. Very, very likely.
But first, the target's going to be Larkin. Larkin is going to be going into passive. They need to kill this egg. They are. However, Jinx is just going to go back. Oh, Jinx. Is going to not enough burst from the Victor. Kais is going to fall in the bot lane to the Quinn. Jinx with a 2v2 kind of drifting off of Larkin's almost. He got like picked almost.
Yeah, I was about to say when they did get the pick onto the Anivia, with Jinx being right there, that was terrifying, and it went pretty much what I thought. The Jinx again, not being touched, she did have to blow her flash for that, but they're gonna get the soul right here, so
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Don't grab the inhib. I feel like they probably actually could have ended off of that.
No,
they at least could have pushed for something mid, and then fallen back to the dragon.
Yeah. At this point, I think they can just run it down mid. They're strong enough ahead. They have a soul. They're what, 8K ahead right now?
Yeah, 8K it looks to be about.
And they have the Infernal Soul. That is a very, very strong one, especially for Jinx. She hits that W onto somebody.
Yeah, I think it's got to be, if they can't kill a Jinx, they just lose the fight. And even then, Anivia is almost at a death cap right now. I mean, it's been such a rough game for the SOY Gengars bot lane.
I still feel like SOY Gengars should realize last game the big carry.
They have the Jinx. It is going to be rooted. Can they burst her? They can! All right, that's massive. Nunu's going to have to flash away. Bot lane. Can Dario win this 1v1 now? Oh, okay. But just pops the Immortal Shield Bow from the Quinn. Solar Flare is going to be, but cleansed out. It just loses the cleanse. Going to be Curse of the Sad Money. That's Ben's down. This is going to be... Yeah. Nunu's here. Nunu is also going to fall. Zach is going to go into passive. The Anivia is doing quite a bit of damage. And now it's going to be up to Dario to really salvage this fight. And he can. It's a pentakill! It's a pentakill for Larkin! Out of nowhere! They just feed. They don't touch the Anivia. The only source of damage left on the side of Qelwa's Queens. They don't touch him.
What a fight. What a fight. That
Larkin,
should be the game.
Yeah, that's going to be the game, I assume. But the only person up in the next 20 seconds is Stu. Larkin.
Without Stu's ult, without Mumu ult, she cannot do anything.
No. Unbelievable. Larkin is untouched in the fight. They're trying to kill off these two frontline tanks that are just diving them. And they don't even notice the ult from the Anivia.
Oh, this is not the game.
Not quite yet. Oh, but he misses the stretching strike.
So, everything was great when they killed the Jinx, but then they had the fight in the bot lane, and when...
Oh, it's going to be the flash! There's going to be Larkin is going to go maybe down. Yes, he is going to go down. It's going to be, the Super Mega Death Rocket, though. Get Jinx excited. Jinx going to kill off the Victor, and now is going to go onto that, but I don't think they have enough damage left. They don't. It's over. Pretty good last gasp from the side of SOY Gengars, but we are going to Game 3. It feels like it was inevitable. A quadra for the Jinx.
A penta for Larkin.
And a penta for Larkin. Pentakill for Larkin Wisdom. Incredible Game 2. Kind of a smash, if I'm being honest, from
absolutely.
Qelwa's Queens. But this time, they kept their foot on the gas pedal. They didn't let up. They didn't let them back into the game. Yeah.
Most importantly, this game was not. No, I guess I'm wrong. This game was still carried by the Jinx, but this time,
no, this was definitely a Jinx carry game.
Instead of a Jhin matching her in damage, you have a Victor who's still 10k short.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more than 10k, but that Kaisa was not the pick. Or at least if you are going to commit to that Kaisa, you cannot leave her on an island that they did. That Zac definitely could have ganked bot lane for that bot.
Did not like the Zac pick. I was not. I like the Zac pick. If it had gone tank, and it, the Victor had been able to get ahead, or like Kaisa was less ahead, or it was more even, I guess. Then yeah.
I'm counter you. I honestly think Zac pick was great. Maybe don't build him AP, but even though you do build him AP, you need to focus this Jinx. You need to focus the spotlight. This next game, if they give her Jinx or them Jinx again, there needs to be something against that Jinx. Jinx is very, very vulnerable to Zac early game and mid game.
And even late game, if you can burn all of her tools.
Yes.
Even then, I think this actually died with the bot lane. I hated the Kaisa pick. Kaisa into Jinx is so hard to play. You really need a really, really aggressive support. And even though you have a Mumu, it's not a Mumu is really good, but it's not like a Nautilus that has so much CP.
You have to take advantage of the Mumu. You can't just have the Amumu around to occasionally follow up. When you play with the Amumu, you have to play the Amumu front and center. If the Amumu goes in, gets yelled down, the Zac can follow. That's what their game plan should have been. And with the Amumu being as far behind as it was, because they gave nothing to the bot lane, it was just a disaster of a game. They needed to play through their strength. Victor will scale. Victor will always be strong late game. And against an Anivia, that lane, you can leave that lane alone. That's fine. But going into this game, you should have supported your bot lane. You support the bot lane, you get your bot lane ahead as the Amumu Kaisa, it would have been a much stronger position, in my opinion.
I mean, I just want I want Dario on something that he's comfortable on. Jinx, not Jinx. Jhin he's comfortable on. He is comfortable on Kaisa, but it just did not work for the game. And I want to see Andrew on an assassin. Full stop. All right, but we are going to take a short break before Game 3. Don't go anywhere. Game 3 sure to be a banger coming right up after the break. Welcome back, everybody, for Game 3 of Qelwa's Queens versus the SOY Gengars. Game 2 saw a massive stomp by Qelwa's Queens in order to put an end to SOY's chances of ending the series early, and now we find ourselves in the pivotal Game 3, where they will go tit for tat, blow for blow, an all-out showdown of who can take home the crown of this match. Brendan.
The big question, are these drafts going to be basically the same?
I have no idea.
Game 1, we had the exact same picks banned for the first round, bands. Game 2, the only difference in pick was a Kaisa instead of a Jin. Same order, too. And no, that was it. Kaisa instead of a Jin. So out of the 12 pick bans, there was only one difference. Neither was second round.
Let me check.
In the first round, it was Leona.
I can't check.
I have all three. I have all three pick bans. The first 12 interactions of 3 picks, 3 bans for each team was the exact same except for a Kaisa instead of a Jin.
And we did see Amumu lose. So we now know that Amumu has at least lost once in this tournament.
Amumu is mortal.
Starting off.
So if I were a betting man, I would say this is going to be a Malphite, a Vel'Koz, or an Echo.
And it is an Echo.
There's
it is a Kennen. Let's see. All right.
And the other side is going to be Kennen, Orianna, Aphelios.
Same bands, yes or no, right now?
Yes. Oh no! Oh no! There comes the Amumu. Oh my! Why does SOY Gengar ban it though?
I don't want to see it again. Oh, they banned the Leona.
Wow.
So they decided to let through Aphelios and Orianna.
There's no way they don't pick it. There's no way they don't pick it. It's going to be Aphelios Thresh. There's no way it's not Aphelios Thresh for Qelwa's Queen. Unless SOY Gengar takes the Thresh.
Maybe they take the Aphelios. What? Ma'am. I hope Ben plays well. But
I don't think that's out of the norm for them, because they did pick the Quinn the first thing. I think they're just looking to see if they can get both the Aphelios and the Thresh at the same time, because I don't think they think that SOY Gengars will prioritize either of them.
Maybe they think that SOY has a counter.
Maybe.
But it's tell me about this pick. It pretty much telegraphs what they want to do, but
Yorick presses Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Lux, who is firing off lasers.
Lux from game 1 from Matt. That's a scary duo. But hey, called it. Aphelios Thresh.
I want to see what this response is, because Aphelios Thresh, they can push really hard, and it's going to be the Jin.
The Jin from game 1 was very strong.
This Lux could also be going support. Stu does play Lux. And so,
oh yeah, there's a flex pick. Now, I want to get your thoughts on the Thresh Aphelios lane. How do you rate it? If you had to play against it, what would you hope for?
If I had to play Aphelios Thresh in the hands of Elijah Qelwa, I would be basically telling my jungler until the first kill is made, come down, and then if we die first, just don't come. Because that lane it's ridiculous. The Thresh has so much CC to buy time for the Aphelios. They can bring in the Aphelios, they can bring out the Aphelios. They can peel. They deter. So they can't really pick an aggressive support unless they want to risk it, because Thresh will just get. I mean, it's disgusting. This might be the strongest bot lane in the tournament, and then this is the strongest bot lane on their best champions in Game 3.
I honestly want a Soraka pick. I was gonna say I wanted to see the. Oh right, never mind. They have a Lux. No, I wanted to see an Orianna mid flex the Lux to support, and have something. In my opinion, you need something to hard CC Aphelios for a long period of time, such as
a silence field.
What?
A silence field that'll CC him.
It doesn't stop him from auto attacking.
No. No. But he can't switch guns. That is an important distinction. He can't switch guns in the silence field, or use the gun's abilities. But Nunu's going to be picked up. Did pretty well last game on Jake, and it's going to be the TF for Larkin in the mid lane. Now, this is not his usual scaling bullshit, even though it is still kind of scaling bullshit. I'm going to talk about it, but Andrew has the counter right here. They specifically gave him this counter. I don't doubt it. Wonder what he's going to pick.
I would like to see.
It's got to be an assassin. I think. Yes. Ooh. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited for this Talon. Oh.
How does Talon do into Aphelios and Thresh? Because I don't see it having a strong gank impact. If you think about it,
no.
How is the Jhin Soraka gonna ask for a gank from Talon? They don't have reliable CC.
They don't.
Nobody on the SOY Gengars has reliable CC except for the Lux, and that's only a 2-person CC. Like Soraka, yes, but
they're going for peel and then re-engage right here, right? What they want, I think, what the plan is for SOY Gengar side is they really just want to like go back and then take advantage of like picks and like rotations, because they want Yorick to do his thing, right? I actually think they're not going to touch bot lane at all. They're actually going to do the opposite of what I said in leaving Luke on an island. I think they're going to go top lane, and they are just going to bully this poor Quinn.
Yeah.
And then they're just going to get this Yorick disgustingly ahead.
They're going to try to get the split push so that they never have to team fight. Yeah, I agree. That definitely looks like the play. I'm not a fan of it. I much prefer the big 5v5 team fights.
Yes, I also think Qelwa's Queens drafted answers to it. They have TF, who can join and leave whenever he pleases. They have Quinn, who's very fast. They have Nunu, who's very fast. They have Thresh.
Team fight comp.
Yeah, they have Thresh, who can bring somebody into the fight if he shows up. I like Qelwa's Queen's draft, even though I did not like the Quinn first pick. And the Quinn in general, I think we believe it's going to struggle into the Yorick. But I do think that Andrew can be impressive on this Talon, on the Nunu specifically. Yeah. Because Nunu, what is Nunu going to do against the Talon? Is he going to chop him?
Nunu getting caught in his jungle has a lot of survivability with the heal from Smite, with the consume. Talon's going to have, in my opinion, a tough time assassinating the Nunu unless he does get ahead in the early game. If the Talon does get ahead early, yes, Talon will assassinate TF. Talon will assassinate Aphelios. Talon can assassinate the Quinn.
But that's if he gets ahead.
But only if he gets ahead. And that's a big hit.
And Qelwa's Queens do lack a true tank. That should be said.
Yes.
Like, the Nunu and Thresh are going to be tanky, but they're not going to be, like, super tanks.
They're not going to be tanks. They're going to be a support and a... It's tough to call Nunu a bruiser because he's not.
But I think he is. I think that's probably the best classification.
It is the best classification, but he's definitely not what I would call a bruiser. He's just somebody who fits in between the tank and like fighter comp. So he fits into the bruiser area, but he's not really a bruiser. He doesn't
shade more towards tank.
He's like a mage that's kind of also a tank, is where I would put him.
Like a melee mage.
Tank.
Yeah.
It's a super awkward classifying Nunu.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if he goes full AP, he's an assassin burst mage. If he goes tanky, he's still technically a mage because it does a lot of damage even if he doesn't build AP.
Yeah. I think the disengage though from I do like the disengage from SOY Gengars. They don't have a lot of engage on the side of Qelwa's Queens. They have Nunu Snowball and Thresh Hook.
But also, now that I think about it, Soraka's Silence does stop the Nunu Snowball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a huge range. So that is a very good anti-gank. It also does stop Thresh walking up. If Thresh walks up, you throw the Silence right where he is. He can't throw the hook. He can't flash forward to flay. You have enough time to react. You can get out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because doesn't the Silence, does it slow?
The Silence does not slow, no.
Okay, but yes.
Okay. And the Q does slow.
But it does damage, which allows Jin to hit somebody on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do get silenced and Jin traps them, they are stuck there for a long time.
Yes.
Which does allow you to disengage.
If Soraka can hit a Q, the Deadly Flourish, because that slow on the Q is pretty powerful. The Deadly Flourish follow-up route could be really good to then go into the Silence field, and that's just a lot of damage and a lot of time that that person is locked down.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see.
This is a very scary champion to go into late game.
Yes. If I had to say, the scaling definitely favors, just because of the Aphelios, the scaling definitely favors Qelwa's Queens. They don't have anything else that really scales that well. They have TF, who scales all right.
Quinn falls off.
Yeah, Quinn falls off, Thresh falls off, Nunu falls off. But then on the side of SOY Gengars, who's your best scaling champion? Soraka?
Yorick scales honestly very well into the late game, as long as you're not a teamfight comp. He's probably the best split pusher in the game, even better than Tryndamere, in my opinion.
But Yorick is
the useful in a teamfight though. That's the biggest thing.
Well, Yorick is the quintessential split pusher. He is nobody. That's Yorick's identity. Is if you want to split push, you pick Yorick, because nobody is better at split pushing than Yorick in the entire League of Legends roster of 140 plus champions. If you want to split push, pick Yorick.
If you want to find an item that Hullbreaker is good on, Yorick.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to probably his first, well, maybe not his first, but that's definitely one of his first two items, Hullbreaker.
Yes, there should definitely be a Hullbreaker game from Yorick. He should probably he should call Andrew up early, see if he can get all of his get ahead and get a lot of his farm and gold to get into Hullbreaker, and then once he has Hullbreaker, he should probably just leave him alone. Assuming he gets ahead and he's ahead of the curve for Hullbreaker.
I honestly, Yorick is also, again, a very, very strong counter gank to Nunu. Because Nunu's coming, you throw down Yorick's small, what do you call it, baby cage?
Yeah, it's cage of like souls or something edgy like that.
Yeah, so you throw that down, you can stop Nunu from ganking you. So I don't think that I don't think you would ever use that for the Quinn, because Quinn can just wait and auto attack you and then dash out of it. So I think you never use the cage against Quinn. You only use it for ganks that Nunu will be coming in for. So it's definitely a good pick into Nunu and Quinn. It's definitely strong, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's this is definitely interesting.
Definitely different from the first two games. I'll also say that.
Mm-hmm. I do appreciate how many picks were repeated from the first two games? Lux, Jin, and Quinn out of these 7 champions. Oh no, and Nunu 4.
Oh,
so yeah,
from the first two games.
Yes, from the first 2 games.
Quinn, Nunu, Lux,
Jin. So even then, considering last game, there was how many?
6
1, 2, 3, 4 new picks. So 2 more new picks from last time. Let's look at the skin game real quick. Oh, it's a tie. But then tiebreaker goes to best skin. Best skin obviously being Elementalist Lux.
The Yorick one.
Hmm?
The Yorick. The Yorick.
Elementalist Lux, yeah. Elementalist Lux.
They're on the same team, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is there going to be an invade? Yes or no, Steven?
It looks like there are pings coming down for it.
Okay. Quick sync. 27, 28, 29.
At 31, 32, 33.
It does look like both teams are invading opposite sides, so it doesn't look like they will meet up. Yorick very slow. Quinn also very slow. Top laners being slow. Holy.
Oh my god, there. This is actually pretty comical. They're both gonna find nobody.
Both teams.
I think now they're getting the picture that they...
Minions have spawned.
Get out.
Yeah.
The blind to get out, says Lux.
Yeah, they knew.
Ooh, Talon is staying, though.
Oh, yeah, there are a couple of people staying.
That's pretty big. So it looks like Talon is going to counter jungle the blue buff. Unless the Nunu goes and finds it.
No, they are going to take this blue buff.
And this is a late start for the Nunu, technically, because he wasn't there at the start of the...
Yes. And that's going to be... It's going to be really good taking away the Nunu's camps this early. They are going to find the Talon.
They're going to find the Talon, but Lux is also late to lane, is going to miss... Or Quinn is late to lane and is going to miss a lot of gold. And experience. Yorick is already ahead, which is a disaster.
A lot of fighting bot lane, but it looks like it's just poking for right now.
Doesn't get the 4th shot off that.
No.
Huge, because Aphelios would have been very low off that.
Alright, let's take a look at this bot. Let's go to our bot lane drive of the game. Bot lane drive of the game brought to you by Toyota. Toyota, it's not too late to go get it to your local Toyota dealer. Get a nice deal on Toyota-thon. Toyota, I forget their catchphrase. Yeah, lots of trading in the top lane, but bot lane, we see that Elijah has opted to bring the exhaust, so double combat sum for the Qelwa's Queen's bot lane. Meanwhile, defensive sums for going to be... Yes, good flash by Stu. Is going to... Elijah hits it, but not... Dario, is he going to die? That's going to be... First blood! Took a second. Oh, and the death sentence does land! Stu has nothing left! It's a disaster! It's a double kill for the Aphelios in the bot lane! Oh, and it is just gone as bad as you can script it for SOY Gengars. Did not ward, did not see the Nunu coming, were pushed up.
Did not pass go, did not collect $200.
And they didn't even use all their sums. Dario still with both sums up, still exhaust for...
Yeah, the Jin kind of accepted his fate. Maybe a little bit too early. Probably could have cleansed and flashed out.
He could have gotten out with the Soraka healing. 100%.
Well, no, because the Thresh also didn't flash and the Aphelios didn't exhaust, so it's a trade of 2 for 2 summons, and it probably would have caused them to burn all 4 summons bot. But if you're not going to be playing with your jungler in that bot lane, it's better to save it to your summons and die than not, because if you burn your summons, you'd definitely be open to a
gank top lane.
Speaking of gank,
yes, Luke is a little bit in trouble here, but he's just gonna flash away. I don't actually think he needed to flash away.
No, if he threw the cape up, he could have walked out.
Yeah. But bot lane back to its own antics.
And it looks Talon is in a position to gank, but they're pushed up. This is not the time to gank.
They can't dive them. Stu is gonna get hooked. Doesn't land the deadly flourish.
The gank is no impact. They need to wait for the lane to be pushed in. And at this point, oh, it looks like they're going for dragon. Maybe not. This is going to be useful.
Nunu is just getting to the bot side of the jungle, so it is going to be a pretty free dragon, or at least it should be. They want in on this, and Andrew's taking a lot of damage. They are going to just barely get it. Hook going down over Andrew. Splash out. It looks like they want nothing to do with this fight. They are getting collapsed on. Andrew's going to go on to Larkin, but Larkin, is just going to hop his way out. He's going to try to flippity dip his way out of this. I don't know if he can.
Yeah, he can. He's telling him. He can flip in and get executed. Placed.
But Larkin looks like he is going to. Oh no, he is going to execute. Larkin did use the ult to try and get. And he flashed. So
that is a waste of flash and TF ult for nothing.
Yes, and that is
Dragon for
first TF ult. Yeah.
Dragon for SOY Gengars too.
That's first TF ult. So that's gonna be. Oh, okay. Good dodge by Stu. But first TF ult needs to usually be impactful, especially with the teleports being locked as they are now. TF becomes even better. Because he's one of the only champions that can reliably get into a good position in a bot lane or top lane gank. Hook on to Dario.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see, as soon as that hook ended, the Jhin throw out the deadly flourish to try to trap the Thresh on the Soraka silence. But
alas. Oh, they're trying to catch out Dario in this bot lane.
Let's see if he gets greedy.
Dario, I have known to get greedy, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes down, but they have shown in lane, so.
Also, I probably will try to keep track of the Lux, because as of right now, it is still deathless, and I am fully welcoming a curse from that.
Yes, Nunu is topside. Let's take a look at the state of the lanes. Top lane is surprisingly even. The Quinn fell behind early, but now...
The gank.
Yes, the gank helped. Even lane state right now. Talon is here. Okay, they saw him coming somehow. Oh, yep. There's the ward. And this Lux looks like is not going to remain deathless for much longer. There's the Ignite. Is going to miss the... Yeah, but the Q comes through. First death for Matt on the Lux in the series. Unlucky, unfortunate. Good roam.
Good roam. Cast a curse.
Good cleanse also by Dario. I think the Nunu was right there and definitely would have followed up. Had
Nunu's gonna have a field day clearing all 3 of these wards if he spots the one in the bush.
And now Ben, with his newfound assist, thinks that he could get a little bit spicy in the top lane.
Yeah.
Not so.
The Isles remember.
He also didn't back, it looks like, because he has almost
no mana. That or he just didn't wait. He had to have backed.
No, he has
Right?
900 gold.
I guess he's in back. That's strange.
Talon is being objective focused. Which is, again, kind of the reason I didn't like the Talon pick. Because it seems like if you're going for an objective focused jungler, Talon is not that.
Yeah, but then again, you're also against Nunu, who's a very objective host. Objective-based thing. All right, it looks like it's going to be 3 people in the top lane.
In the top
it's going to be 1 dead Luke. But is this the counter? No. No. Soy Gengars quickly answers my question.
Yeah, 2v3 is not the fight you want to take, especially after your jungler just took the Rift Herald. Yeah. It looks like bot lane might get some plates.
Yeah, they're going to get 1. So that's kind of a misstep from the bot lane that's been dominating this game.
Ooh. While the Jhin may be down 1 kill, he is up in farm by 10.
Yeah. Lane has to push back, but... Okay. Oh, okay. Good flash, I guess, by Stu.
Maybe a waste of time.
Oh, but now... Gotta play... Yeah, no, nothing's happening, bot. Just all sums, well, Darius Flash is about to come back up, but all sums basically taking care of bot lane.
So it looks like Qelwa's queens are definitely trying to roam, make advantages over the map with...
Talon's here! They're going to try to take this. Stu's the first to go down, but then good shutdown going over to the Lux. Jhin getting the Thresh. And now they can probably clean up this Nunu. I think so. So they are going to clean it up. Lux going to get the kill. But it looks like it's just a 2 for 2, it looks like? No, 2 for 3. No, 3 for 2.
3 for 2. In the favor of Soy Gengars.
Yes, and they get a lot of shutdowns. So this gold is now shrunk to 400.
Lux got a big shutdown on Aphelios.
And now, Qelwa's queens can't do that dragon. They were positioning for it. They had pretty good position for it. But they failed gank bottom. Or rather, the gank by Andrew bottom.
Yeah, it looked like there was just the 1 shutdown. Lux onto Aphelios. Everyone else was a normal kill.
But Lux, a lot of gold for the Lux. We all know how good Lux can get if given gold.
This game is also a lot less bloody than the other games. I remember one of the games there was a kill basically every...
Yes, they started this dragon, but they can get collapsed on here. We're going to get a fight. Stu is going to drop the silence shield pretty early. There's the silence gone. There's the Nunu ult. Andrew is going to get just killed outright. There is the TF ult. TF's going to stun up the Lux. Lux a little bit late on the cleanse. But is going to walk out for right now. Ooh, a lot of damage.
But that's a full health Jhin.
Yeah, full health Jhin
and
is
they
going
have
to...
vision.
Yes, and Soraka is going to be able to heal up the Lux, so they can't really do anything. So they take the dragon. Lux misses ult. They land the deadly flourish. Stu is still hanging out. Oh, but there's the curtain call. 1 shot, 2 shot. Stu goes down. 3 shot. Oh, 4th shot does get a kill. And Andrew is back from the dead. Yes, Talon is going to go invis, but he can't quite kill. He can't kill him. But, okay, Jhin is going to kill the TF. Talon is going to eventually, with the bleed, kill off the Aphelios.
And
Top lane's fighting.
The blue buff on the side of the Soy Gengars is in fact playing for them.
Oh, and Ben's going to be locked in the cage, but Ben hops out of the cage with the E. That's one of my favorite interactions.
So yeah, Aphelios actually died to blue buff.
And thus gave Talon the kill. But what's more fun is now Soy Gengars has a gold lead. And another cage by Luke. Yeah, not going to be able to do anything. Mid lane, no, nothing's happening there. A lot of gold to spend. Dario has 1,600 and a half gold. Maiden of the Mist is dropped top, but he can't really do anything. Ben is just hopping away.
Quinn's did a good job of dealing with the short.
A Silence Field is going to go on to Qelwa. Qelwa is alone, and Qelwa should die very quickly here. Logan's going to come through, try to help, I think. No, I think he is. He's literally... No, he's helping top lane. And so, Qelwa just taking the L on that one. It's a 1k gold lead for SOY Gengars.
So, it's interesting. While not Crispy. Qelwa's Queens are ahead in kills, and they are even in objectives. It looks like SOY Gengars are ahead, and I think that's only on plate money?
Plate money and farm. Look at the farm leads in both top and bot. There's a little bit of one mid to kind of even out one of those, but...
Even the jungle, actually. Three...
Yes, good flash by...
lanes and jungle are ahead for SOY Gengars. It looks like they're doing their best to redeem themselves from game 2 and find their game 1 form again.
Yes. Well, this is their best 15-minute start in the entire series.
Absolutely.
And now it could be death for Larkin. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. Good fancy feat by Larkin to get out of there, but it does pressure them off this tower. And this tower should go down. Yeah. First tower. Incredible job with they managed to really settle down the they managed to settle down the Aphelios after the initial 2 kills. Now the Aphelios of course does have 5 kills, but Jhin has more gold than the Aphelios.
Aphelios is going to be a monster, but this Jhin has done a great job at holding him accountable, essentially.
If Child started up, it's going to be spotted immediately by
see if they want to hold this. Talon can definitely get out.
Yeah, but he also can get back in if they decide. They can collapse on this way before Qelwa's Queens can. There's the laser. Jake is going to be killed. And now Ben is also going to escape. Not also escape, but he is escaped. Yeah, Qelwa's Queens, they're all like here. Do they have smite for this? They do. They are going to secure it. Are they going to pick up the eye? They are.
And they game and they picked up the eye.
Yes. They're learning.
And they learned from the first game with the Tom.
Yes. And Jhin this whole time has been bot. So they're going to get all the outers down by like 17 minutes. Which is it's really good.
Huge gold lead. That's a 1k gold lead for the Jhin this time around instead of the Jinx, but Aphelios.
It's a 4k gold lead for SOY Gengars. This is by far the best. Like it's actually close to 3.5, but
not the biggest lead they had. But at the end of game 1, they had like a 6k gold lead. But that was as they were marching it into.
Yes, and this is clearly the best they've ever, like their best start. There is a TF. Well, TF is going to be right behind Dario. He's going to interrupt the curtain call. Yeah, Dario is going to go down here. Oh, hook onto the Soraka. Soraka is going to go as well. Double kill for the Aphelios. Is it going to be 3? No, they are going to give this one. Oh, blind hook! Blind hook from Qelwa. But this is what they wanted. Look at the top lane! Look at the top lane!
It may be good for the top lane, but it's still a disaster for the rest of the team.
It is a disaster, but they're going to get a tier 2 turret out of this.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gold.
They lose 3 for it, or 4?
And the dragon.
4 for it.
So I would say it's not worth. However, that is what that is their game plan, right?
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to lose as much, but you do get the top tier 2. That's what you wanted.
I think there was a very, very big mistake there on the Jhin. Ulting instead of probably what he wanted to do was like flash away.
Yeah.
But I think that they can recover. They still have the 1k gold lead. If we look at the gold on each person, at this point, Aphelios Aphelios came back from that 1k deficit and now has a 1k lead. But everybody else is still fairly even. The 1k for where is the 1k? gold lead?
It's
Is it just a top jungle?
Flash gold card mid. It's all but over for Matt in the mid lane. However, they look like they are going to return the favor. Yep, for Ben. So it's just a mid laner for top laner. That is Ben's first death of the game. However, he did not have a shutdown. Next objective is that Baron that will be coming online in 30 seconds. Qelwa and Jake are looking for Andrew.
This Aphelios is isolated if they can find him. If they can get a pick on him.
Yeah, they should know he's isolated. Gonna take away some camps, it looks like, instead. They can't really, with like a Jinnis and a Soraka. Okay, well, they kind of...
I didn't get into camp. Holy.
Yeah. Luke is... Oh, good stop. Yeah.
See, that's what I was saying. That basically just completely stops. Oh, but...
TFL is going to be the flash away, but he can't really do anything. It's a 3v1 top lane. Can they get anything else elsewhere? No. They weren't really set up for it. They're pushing mid lane. They have 2 bot. Oh, Talon's here, though, so now it's a 3v2. Talon's going to go onto the... But Deadly Flourish goes wide. Yeah, Thresh.
I would say, just...
They're looking for a dive?
A personal thing, just talking about...
Oh! They're looking for a dive onto the Ben. Ben is not going to go down over Aphelios. Oh, they got too separated. Too separated, and it all goes wrong for the SOY Gengars.
So, before I go to the point I was about to make, we talked about what this team is looking to do in the game, and they just completely ignored their game plan that they drafted for, and decided to try to force fights. Yes, they are ahead. Yes, they were winning fights before, but their team comp is not a team fight comp. Their team comp is a peel and back up and group together and let the Yorick split push. If they're not going to be grouping to help or if they're not going to be pushing to help the Yorick get pressure on the top lane, then they need to stay back when he's dead. They cannot be looking for fights when they're down a man. Yes, Yorick has TP, but not useful.
Jin, though, I thought there was a Yorick split push, not a Jin split push. Dario gets out, and Larkin looks like he's going to be next on the menu. Dario, yeah, Jin dies, but Luck cleans it up. It's a 2 for 1, but Jin did burn literally everything. However, you use TFL, you lose both summoners on Ben. Yeah, so honestly, pretty good trade for SOY Gengars.
I would agree. Right now, any kills that favors SOY Gengars, no matter what they use, is beneficial.
Yeah, however, I don't think that this is going to go well for SOY Gengars. Exhaust onto the Yorick. Gonna be that was a flash and an exhaust. Yeah. So I don't know about that one. Soraka has healed, decides not to use it.
No, she was.
And Andrew has his abilities and decides I'm gonna kill Ben with it.
Contrary to the Rengar pick, Talon is a lot stickier onto the Quid.
Yes. Drake is going to be the third one for Qelwa's Queens if they can get it, which they are on right now. They're late to this play. That's something I've also noticed in this. Ooh! A little bit close. But something I've noticed just in this in the tournament right now is SOY Gengars is always late to these objectives. Qelwa's Queens always has vision set up ahead of time. They always know when it's spawning. They're there a little bit before. Very good at that.
It seems like, well, except for the early game where the Talon did get a good group fight, but it looks like SOY Gengars don't know what to do with the lead when they have it, and they're kind of just. I don't know if
meandering,
like a chicken with their head cut off is the appropriate thing.
No, I think it's more meandering. Like they're just kind of going everywhere and doing some things, but they have no plan behind it.
They have a lot of good things that they can set up. Like Yorick does have the Hullbreaker.
Yes.
I don't know why he's walking in.
Yeah, Quinn is dead. I think so. I guess Quinn is not dead. No, Quinn, if they can dodge all the ult, yeah, they can. So really good by Quinn and Nunu for coming up to help with that. Yeah. No, good by Quinn to get out.
Definitely, I think that was a misplay on the Jhin. The Jhin definitely could have stayed in chasing it, not abandoning the Soraka to try to do it and then ult. Jhin, you don't want to rely on your ult. You just want to use your ult.
Oh, I don't know what Andrew was doing there.
Baiting his Yorick into death also.
Yeah, however, that's a lot of people in an area. However, Aphelios is still here. Aphelios is still alive, and Soraka's dead. That's a triple kill. This could be a penta, but I think they can kite it out enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just complete. That was misplay by the Talon. Andrew has been so good for this team in the past.
It was very greedy without vision, without wards, to try to take that camp, especially after he like just jumped that wall, not like 30 seconds earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lead, and now it is gone.
Yes, it is.
But hey, this is their comfort, though. They played the other two games like this. We'll see.
They were very uncomfortable with the lead, and so they gave it back and said, "You have this. We will take the game." Oh, that's actually massive. I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, it's a 1-for-1.
1-for-1,
and they lose the turret. That's not worth. I'm pretty sure.
No. And Quinn all chats wrecked.
Yeah.
That I feel like that could have been played a lot better by the Jhin. Especially when you have her rooted under tower. You definitely could have just let her die to the tower.
Yeah, you could have just left. Or even like if the Quinn didn't die, you can curtain call and try for the kill. And that's a much better than losing your life.
Yeah.
I also found it interesting. They're getting some vision around it now, but nobody has really been looking at this bear in this game. Qelwa's Queens can do it really quickly with the Aphelios, as long as he has the white gun. Oh, speaking of Aphelios,
goodbye Aphelios.
Yes, he almost turned it around with the white gun and the ult, but thank God was not able to ult. And now, Larkin's here. He's gonna ult in, use that, and now he's also gonna die to the Yorick as Yorick picks up the tower. But yeah.
If they didn't have a Jhin AD carry, this would definitely be the point where they should turn for Baron. But...
For Baron, or they can secure the dragon right now.
Yorick. Oh wait, maybe they. Yorick can get out. Yorick needs to stay by.
Yeah, no, and Soraka's. Oh no. Oh.
It's a Soraka.
They didn't follow the death sentence.
Why is Quinn not targeting the Soraka?
I don't know. The Soraka's keeping Luke alive. Luke is still alive. The Yorick's still alive. The Yorick's gonna live. The Jin's here. The Aphelios is here. The Aphelios is gonna go down. The Soraka's still alive. The Lux has no mana, but it doesn't matter. Oh my God, they're turning it around. All right, Larkin comes in. He teleports in.
Oh my God, Stu Barker did so much for that fight. Holy.
Listen, Stu did great. She hit W like a champ. But God damn it, Ben. Look at the fucking Soraka. And now Larkin's dead. Darius gonna pick it up. they are going to get this dragon as well. And they are going to prevent Soul.
And Qelwa's queens were like, hey, you know what? That lead that you just gave us, we're going to give back to you.
We also play from behind. Here you go. And now, Baron is very much on the table. Now, they do have Gen 80 carry, which is unlucky. Carry. And they have a Lux with no mana still. This Lux has 3,500 gold. The Jin has 2,700. They're doing the Baron with like collectively 7K in the goddamn bank. They're gonna lose this fight if they fight it. They're doing the Baron. It's done. Can they get out? Probably not. But they're going out the exit. They're not fighting. They don't no idea they haven't back yet. Sonny's gonna pick up another kill. They have like 7,000 collective gold in the bank. They're gonna spend it.
They had no gold.
Look at these buys. That's a death cap. That's a Lord Doms.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was it.
That was the fight that they could have won, and they could have won the game. They could have gotten the Baron. They could have committed for that fight. They actually had a gold lead. Believe it or not. It was even more. Brendan, it was even more because they hadn't spent like 7,000 gold. Well, no, what I'm saying is Qelwa's Queens had a gold lead. Although on the scoreboard it shows SOY Gengars having the gold lead at that point, there was 7,000 gold in the pocket of SOY Gengars champions. There was no gold lead for them. There was a gold lead for Qelwa's Queens. I'm so glad we caught that. I'm so glad we caught they had 7,000 after the Baron that they just had not spent. If they had known they didn't back, they could have just full committed. They must have not backed. What a I guess smart play by SOY Gengars. No, it was not a smart play. It was a dumb play that worked out. This is the dumb play that's probably gonna work out, unless nope. Yorick. Yeah, Yorick is still alive. Soraka ult is gonna keep him just fine, even with the ignite. Absorbing 3 people and getting out alive. Oh my god! But Lux is gonna fall. Oh, he snipes him! He snipes Lux! The Deadly Flourish is gonna go wide. Oh, but there's the Gale Force! There's the auto! No! He's tunneling! He gets him, but he was tunneling! Jin goes down! That was definitely the moment to switch to the Aphelios and ignore the Quinn. But yeah, we have Andrew doing Yorick's job and getting the bot. There comes Nunu in with the snowball. He's just gonna hop out. Aphelios is here. Aphelios, is going to go down. Yeah. That might be it. That might be it. Where's the wave clear? There's 10 seconds on Larkin. He can't wave clear all these minions. That's going to be game. SOY Gengars is going to take him down. Andrew is going to... Maybe not. Maybe not. That's a catastrophic mistake from Andrew. Because now they lose their Baron. They're going to give up an ace, I believe. Yep. It's double inhib, no inhib towers. They lose one inhib, one Nexus turret. They have 1 turret left, 1 inhib of their base. Dragon is up in 1 minute. And one of the teams pinged it. Yes, it was. I believe it was blue side. I believe it was red side. It was red arrows. Oh, okay. Well, then it was red side. What does this soul do? This soul, it basically is like static shift. Okay, so it's not the most impactful. Yes, it works on abilities. So like if you hit like a like for example, if you hit like an Aphelios sniper Q, like the long like bullet, that would chain and slow like everybody near it. Yeah. It hits. But yes. Okay. Important thing to note. there are no wards in the base for Yorick to teleport to. If Yorick could, that would be the game. That turret is so low.
Oh, okay. Dario is... He's out. He flashes out. There's going to be the Deadly Flourish. On the side is Andrew. Andrew is going to be on. Big ult from the Lux. Really chunks down Larkin. Larkin has no... He has no ult now.
And that is definitely the dragon for SOY Gengars. There's no way that they can contest.
They're walking back in. I have no idea why this Nunu
They cannot
is here.
contest this.
Yeah, this Nunu is just going to go out.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Baron is
They're
up in a minute.
one lost team fight away from losing.
Yeah. Honestly, I think... no. I think if... It would depend on how many people from SOY Gengars die, but if Qelwa Queens... I think they need to win 2 team fights, depending on wave state, depending on if they have Baron, things like that. But I think, in like just a general sense, there are 2 team fights from winning.
I think right now, send everybody to Baron, send Yorick to the bot lane, and just if they show up on Yorick, take Baron. If they show up on Baron, Yorick, just end the game.
Yeah, just cut it out, stall, and Yorick's gonna end the game. Yorick does have TP up, and he is with the team. I think they are going to try to send the Yorick bot lane right now. Right now he's in the mid lane.
He should be running bot lane.
Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Okay.
He's also going around the vision. They don't know he's going bot yet.
Baron up in 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
He's got super minions. Okay. So this is important. They need to hold the vision for as long as possible, but do not fight. Do not fight. Do not engage. Back up.
All right, that's going to be okay. Good. Oh, the snipe! Oh, a critical error and an awesome snipe. Oh, another one! That's Baron, at least. They're not going to be able to stop Luke either. Oh no, they're not even doing Baron. They're doing the base. They're doing the teams. All right, Aphelios is kind of popping off.
But he just jumped right
does snipe him. That should be it. If they can kill this Aphelios. And Aphelios goes down, that's game. It's going to be SOY Gengars. They lost game 2, but they're going to win game 3. SOY Gengars upset Qelwa's Queens. They're your champions.
And I never doubted them.
Their 2-1 victory for SOY Gengars. Only their 2nd match win. Woo, baby. It is happening in GamerCityLeague tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What an incredible display in game 3. Back and forth, back and forth. Qelwa's Queens with the early advantage. Then SOY Gengars taking it back in their late early to the mid game. And then solidifying their advantage. Qelwa's Queens just could not fight with the Aphelios. The Talon was too much to deal with. This snipes coming out from Matt on the Lux and Dario on the Jhin. Yorick getting objectives even while the team is doing things elsewhere. Stu keeping her carries alive. It's just a team effort from SOY Gengars tonight.
I definitely think that Jhin was very, very impactful and should have been the pick. After seeing games 1 and 3, I don't know why they didn't pick it for game 2. It was highly impactful. It did a great job in both games that it was showcased in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with your Player of the Series interview. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a banger. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. We're back, and we are here with our player of the series, Dario Ashby.
Hey, how you guys doing? Happy to be here. Well, that's my talk show entrance.
You sound happy to be here, Dario.
You had a fantastic 2 games, 1 and 3.
You definitely.
Hey, well, I had a fantastic 1 game. Okay, the third one was my only good game. The first one I was struggling.
No, your first game. We recognized how
you had some
had a really good
snipes with your ults.
Yes,
appreciate it. No. It's the Jhin. It's such a comfortable pick. You have so much range, and especially when we like played with the Lux and other. We had the Lux at one point. We had the York for some reason. That was crazy. Did you guys see like that York just not die?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
Speaking of that game 3, you kind of got you kind of got crushed in game 2. How was the mentality coming back and trying to win game 3 after the mentality performance?
The mentality was I was very, very sad, and I was very sad that Kai'Sa is garbage, and that's it. That was I had no issues. I knew that we did want to play around the bot side a little bit more. We did put Stu on an enchanter to give a little more laning phase presence. The Amumu was really good in team fights. But the Soraka just made the landing phase a lot more doable. And so that did make a big difference. And the difference between games 1 and 3 are pretty evident.
If I can ask, what is the reason that you picked the Kai'Sa in game 2? Was it because it is also another comfort champ, but it's just not too strong compared to the Jhin in the current meta?
Well, what I wanted to do initially was I wanted to play a little bit more split pushy. And I wanted to play to the side lanes a little bit more. And what Kai'Sa would let me do is Kai'Sa would let me mirror the Quinn in a safer way than the Jhin if I'm ahead. If I was doing well in lane with Kai'Sa, then I would have been able to deal the Quinn, and that would give me side lane prio, and that could be really good for getting objectives. Also, Kai'Sa is just a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun with the character, so that's I was a little biased, to be sure.
Okay.
Well, Dario, really fantastic game from you and the SOY Gengars. Feels good to get that second W up there.
It feels good to be back in GamerCityLeague. I haven't been playing this season, so it's nice.
Good to have you here, and good to have you win. Your next game, I believe, is against us. It's about not Dario, but SOY Gengars, the team that you played for.
Yeah.
Is going to be against us.
Trash Pandas.
Trash Pandas. Okay.
Yes. What do you think about that matchup?
I'm sure it will be a long, hard-fought battle for you.
Yeah. I mean, their ADC, like their bot lane's kind of weak, wouldn't you say, Brendan? But I mean, the rest of the players are all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Connor, would you like to ask the last question? Oh, okay.
What's up? I literally would have fucking carried so hard. You realize how? Okay, I may have a terrible win rate in this tournament, right? But the power level coming from the bot lane when it's me and one of my numerous subs is fucking immense. To all of you who have read Chainsaw Man, all right, I'm Makima, right? And all the subs are all the demons on the chains, all right? And I'm so fucking powerful. You can't kill me. I'm the GOAT. I'm number 1. My team is also good, but I'm the star. Thank you.
Well, that was our MVP, Mikey.
Yeah, I give it. I let him. Can I relinquish it?
No, you're not. You're stuck with this for the rest of your life.
Oh shit! Can I not secede?
No.
Oh rip.
You cannot.
Oh well.
I think it's us. I think we might be like the last game. It's SOY Gengars versus Trash Pandas, and then Crispy Canos versus Qelwa's Queens. Was that one played already?
Thanks for tuning in, and I wish many gamer coin to everyone in their future.
Yes. Everybody, have a good night. Thank you for watching Gamer City League.
We love you.
Yes, Steven.
Thank you for joining
and
us.
Brendan. Thank you for casting Brendan. And yeah, good night, everybody.